Did he say anything about that?
Yeah.
Like he'd make
he
a
said-
deal with us or something?
Jamaat El Jamar, which is his name, said he could send the statue for an object retrieval for him. So we'd have to find something for him that he's looking for, and in exchange for that, he would send this statue where we need it, I guess, or at least more or less where we need it.
I have an important thing to tell you guys. I can see silent grinning and it's like terrifying. Basically, remember I spoke to Polonius before we harbored, before we landed the flying ship. I got him to agree. They're traveling around the top of the island, the top of the continent, which I can't remember the name of. And that's like relatively close to Michelangelo. Where's Michelangelo gone? Okay, relatively close to Michelangelo's drop-off point, and he agreed to help transport it. If you guys want to take that route. But it means we still have my headset died or no one's okay, no mind. And then so it means we still have 2 days to get back to the ship, which means that we don't have 2 days to take the statue to the location. We have 2 days to make the most of Imadori, whatever we need to get done here. I have a few things that I really want to try and get done while I'm here. And we get back to the ship within 2 days. We have to be there before 2 days, otherwise he's fucking off without us. Made that very clear. And then that will be his favor to us, and yeah. So,
Okay.
Would we owe him a favor too then?
You've met Polonius.
Mm.
What does that tell you?
And this arcano-mechanical servant picks up some of the empty glasses on the table and then off into the corner of the bar.
I want one.
Cool. Can I guess his name? Is it Roomba? Yeah, I don't care, whatever you guys want. I don't like owing people favors, but then again...
I thought you were just going to stop at I don't like Owen.
Also true, no.
Yeah, I also vote on
No.
that one. I vote on that one. Alright, I mean, do you guys have any preference? Like, would you rather just use the ship as logic, and it means you don't have to work out this whole, like, we have to get the statue off the ship ordeal to try and carry it, like, across this entire continent type thing? Where we can
How
just
big
use
is the
ship?
statue again?
Fucking huge.
Hang on a second, I will pull up the exact size of it. Just give me a second. I definitely don't have so many tabs open in Chrome that I can only see icons now. Let's see. Yeah, it's big. It's like 10 feet tall.
Oh my god.
Ah.
And it's solid, I believe marble, but that would be up to Michelangelo, I think. I don't think it was ever specified.
Gold.
Lofty, make it polystyrene now.
Polystyrene statue.
It's real high quality work. It's gonna last like a day. Like a full day.
How has it survived this long? Landed
In the sea
ocean.
too, yeah.
It was just floating around.
So
It's the only reason you survived
the
was
ship
it was
is
holding
off.
the ship up.
Yeah, I guess if it is heavy, then the ship, keeping it on the ship would be best, right?
Cool.
alright. Cool. No.
Cool. Yeah. All good for you guys then? Okay, cool.
I'd rather not go back to the ocean. I just got back to dry land, and I could do with some time in the forest. Any other ways we could move that statue? I mean, this magical guy who's keen on Michelangelo said he'd do it for us if we did a favor for him. Maybe we should find out what he wants. And then it'd be an equal trade. We wouldn't owe anyone anything.
Well, it's definitely worth finding that out. See what the deal is.
The only downside to that is if you can only send the statue, we would have to travel the 800, 900 miles to the city through the forest.
And find it.
Michelangelo, I think you should negotiate this one.
Yeah.
Stick on the charm.
Flex on him, baby.
Flex on him.
Tell you what, I think that's a sensible idea. See what how the logistics of it would work if he were to help us and work out what he'd want in return, and maybe we can just weigh it up that way. But I still think the Polonius way is probably going to be best, especially because we know Polonius, and as much as he's a bit of a shaky character, I think him offering to help us, because I explained the situation to him, he understood, and he's just like, yeah, we're going to head up that way anyway. Let's Uber pool, essentially, is what he suggested. So, and the statue's already there, so that means we basically have 2 days of semi-freedom in Imidori right now. Then we can get back to the ship, and then transport up there, and then we'll sort it out when we get up there.
What's an Uber pool?
As in
I've never heard of this concept.
That just sounds better.
well, my suggestion.
Yeah, just because we can spend this time doing whatever in this area, you know?
Like I said, I have a few things that I really need to get doing, and I'll explain that to you guys, but I'd like for you to trust me about that.
that didn't sound suspicious at all. I have some stuffs to do, but just trust me.
I'll explain it. But there's so much long backstory, and because we only have 2 days, and it's relatively.
You need more than 2 days to tell the backstory?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wait, so we can walk and talk, but I need to work out the direction we're going in first. How's that? Is that fair?
Okay.
Do you guys trust me?
A bit.
Do you guys trust me? Michelangelo,
Sure.
I'm gonna do the CJ. Please, bro. You trust me, right?
Why didn't you save Johnson? Anyway.
You trust me, right? I only tried to kill you once.
I didn't. Okay, right. We've gone over this. Stop instigating. All right. I'm not interested in you trying to whip up a little bit of drama between us. We're good friends
Sorry.
now, right?
Yeah.
Right, Michelangelo?
Yeah.
It's not
Fist
that I
bump
don't
it.
trust you, I don't trust Polonius.
All right, that's fair.
So,
I don't know how much.
but if you say that he's legit, then I trust you, I guess.
The conversation I had with him opened up my perspective on him a little bit, and so I can trust him more than I did before, because I was probably one of the more skeptical ones about Polonius from the get-go. And if I'm the one that's saying this, I'm not gonna say it too loud, camp bartender wizard guy is willing to help us, but I have no idea, I have no real gauge on him apart from the fact that he really likes Michelangelo, whereas after my conversation with Polonius, and we've stuck with Polonius for a little while, and
Polonius has
he could have easily fucked
he
us
has
over a long
clutched
time
the
ago,
fight for us as well.
So
Yeah.
you mean better the... What is the thing? Better the devil you know?
Yeah,
We don't know what to expect with the bartender guy, but
Yeah,
we
a little bit,
know
a little
that
bit like
if
that.
it comes to it, Polonius will probably fuck us over, and we know that we will die at his hands with his fucking grey sword. So
We could have been fucked over a long time ago, but you could still be stuck
Yeah.
on the island, I have to give, and especially after the conversation I had with Polonius, he's done enough. He's a pirate first and foremost. You can't expect too much from him, but he's actually done a lot for us when you put it in perspective. So
he helped to sink my ship.
true, pirate. I was fucking pissed, right? I don't want to be sunk on that ship, but it's the nature of the ocean, right? There are pirates around, and he was one of the pirates, and since then he's kind of made amends to an
I
extent.
feel like you and me have very different ideas of the nature of the ocean. But sure.
Possibly, I have a bit of a different background, but
Yeah, I grew up in the ocean, so. But
I'm on the ocean then.
in the ocean.
Yeah, and I'm saying the nature of on the ocean, as in being on
Oh,
the ship.
I see.
It's quite likely to be pirated.
Well,
I'd
Yeah,
still rather not go back out to the sea.
how long would it take with a ship to Trunkolf, DM?
They are going to Eurastri first. Unless, you know, you could always try and convince him otherwise, I guess. So let's just mark this out, shall we? Hang on, there is a way to do a thing. Or not, apparently.
That is a long ass journey.
It's a long way, so hang on, I'm just trying to like measure it out. So that's like 200. It's like 500. It's like 1,000. 1,500. 2,000. 2,500.
3,000. So like 4,000 miles.
But it's stopping off
But
at,
he's also, you know, there's another little like,
Yeah.
and that's quite a like if you look at that river.
But by
like,
ship,
it's-
how long would it take us by ship?
So
roughly?
you're looking at about, I'd say 5,000 miles of travel. And where are the stats for the ship? 1 second while I find the stats for the ship. So that boat can do
So like a month. It would take us a little over a month.
120 miles per day is how much that ship can do.
well, we're fucked.
Well, I don't want to go. Like, I don't want to go 5,000 miles on that ship if we can go 900 miles through the forest and be there way quicker.
So we need to do
Especially
some
if we
problem
might
solving.
find a way to fast travel.
Be like 45 days.
Ooh, and by foot?
45 days by boat.
Okay.
By
So-
foot it's you do have options because you can sail across the lake to Arolsera, which gets you like a long way towards your destination. Because you can just continue up the river, you know, it's like just over 600 miles. So it's like a week. It's like a week on a ferry boat from Imadori to Arolsera.
I
Across
mean, that
the
doesn't
lake.
sound as bad. That's like half and half.
And then you've got like 500, like 700 miles. Where's my DM screen? 700 miles at party travel.
With the statue?
Well, we'll talk about the statue in a second.
Yeah, that's what we need to figure out.
Yeah.
What was it, 800 miles?
Like 700. So like 30 days walking after the week on the boat. So it comes out to about the same. And one of the ways is definitely easier with the statue, because you would need to procure a cart of some kind in Arolsera and transport it on that, which means
Or
you
we
buy
could send
horses.
it directly.
Send it directly and travel up there. Sure, you could do that. You just need to do the object thing first.
Yeah.
So all things are kind of equal here, guys. It's really what direction do you guys want to go?
But what if there's
Like
someone
it.
in Imadori that could help transport it for us?
I mean, it's if you're in the place where that's most likely to be possible, that's for sure.
The only issue I have, right? Let's think about it logically. We have 2 days in Amador before the ship leaves. The statue's still on the ship, for one. If in this 2 days we can't find a very suitable way of transporting this, then what do we do? Because we're then...
We'll have to go back on the ship.
I mean,
Well,
yeah.
let's see if we can find an easier way. We can start by asking the bartender if he can send us and the statue to either Trunkolf or the exact place we need to go. What was the name of that village again, Michelangelo?
I don't think anybody ever named it.
So like the village next to Trunkhalf.
It's called Harrow.
I actually don't think I've ever named it, and I don't think Lofty ever did either, although he can correct me if he thinks otherwise.
Nah, I didn't.
Let me just go and scan back through all of my notes.
No, just think of a name. I just want a name. To
Yeah, and
our
I just want to check to see if I said it already. I have not said it already.
I've forgotten. What do we stand to gain from
Florin.
delivering the statue?
The little village is called Florin.
Money.
Florin.
Gain money.
Like the
No, I
yeah, like
already
the old
said-
currency.
I said if we get it there, I'll split it.
Okay.
Basically, the reason I am so for going back to Polonius and instead of like doing this other side mission with the guy and then like trying to work out all the other logistics is because this is basically good to go. This side of the mission, and I have some stuff that I really want to get done in Imadori, and it's pretty. I've been pretty relaxed this entire time, and the fact that I'm like semi-anxious now to try and get this stuff done, can you guys just give me a bit of leeway and sense of like trust me that look. So I know you really don't want to go back on the sea, right? But I get that's tough, but that's really helpful for me right now, and it will be better for you guys in the long run. And I'll explain as we're going along. I really don't want to like stand here and explain this entire backstory, this entire conversation, everything right now.
I
really need you guys.
I'm in.
I really need you guys to trust me. All right, thank you, Michelangelo. Really appreciate that.
I mean, you can do your stuff while we search for a quicker way to travel. Or do you need us to do stuff that you need to do?
So you have stuff to do within the 2 days that you need to be done.
Good.
And you
Specifically
need
in
all
Amadori.
of us.
Do you need us for these things, or?
At the very least, I can do it with just Michelangelo, if that is what you guys really want. But I figured, like, we've stuck together for so long, I thought we were, like, sticking together.
Oh, so this is like a, yo, as a group, I need some stuff to do and I want you to help me thing. I thought you were like, I need to fuck off in 5 minutes and then I'll see you in 2 days. I just want to make sure everyone's on the boat then. So, all right, yeah. I mean, I'm down with going back on a boat.
Surprise!
So you're with me on this?
Sure.
Thank you, Lars. Bjorn?
Yeah, why not?
Thank you. I've forgotten your name.
Rovan.
Rovan. Look, I know it's tough, and I know you would rather go in the forest.
We could take some plants.
I mean, one thing I thought about, you're a beastmaster, right?
Yes.
Oh man,
And
get him a puppy.
like I said, I don't need all of you around for this specific thing. And if you want to, if you need to go to the forest for a specific reason, like to try and find a beast or something, that's completely fine. Just as long as we're able to keep in contact and meet up later. You can even take like 1 or 2 of the others if you need to as well. Like I said, I don't need all of you, but I would like to stay together for the most part. If that's what you really need to do, if that's what you're so against going back on the ship for.
I mean, it'd take you the same amount of time if you wanted to travel alone, but it's just a bit sketchy because you could get lost somewhere.
Me, lost,
you.
forest, lol. I'll stick with you guys for now. But I
Very
just feel
cool.
like there's something bad's gonna happen on that ship. I'm an elf. That guy hates elves.
It's a valid point, guys.
What's to say he doesn't turn on me? I've grown up in a small village. Like, I'm not familiar with the culture and there's such hatred for elves and where it comes from. But I'm not just gonna stand there and let my peoples be insulted.
Oof.
Maybe we
Conflict
just
in
try
nature.
to steer clear of Polonius then while we're on the ship.
Sure.
Yeah, that's gonna go
Or
great.
like,
He-
Well,
he's
you
given me.
can.
if you say that Polonius
given-
is down with like,
Yeah,
and
he's
you're not
given us.
gonna
He's given
turn
me his
on
word
the
about
elves.
it. He's given me his word that he will help us as a
The
group.
word of a
You're-
pirate.
Pirate's true to their word. This pirate is. He's been true so far.
Well,
Sure.
ish,
What
more
do
or
we need
less.
to get done?
He left you on the island before.
What?
Remember?
When you needed to
There was this
He doesn't
little
know that.
annoying guy.
He has no
Oh,
idea
right.
that you were leaving.
What?
So while the curse was getting lifted off of you from the small annoying guy whose name I can't remember right now.
Malcolm.
Right, Malcolm.
that
How could I
poor
forget?
player.
Thank you. We went on the ship and I talked to Polonius and I said, "Hey, we gotta wait for Nephilim though. He just needs a day more. He's gonna come tomorrow." And he was like, "Sure." Next thing I know, in the morning I wake up, we're gone. He didn't wait for you. He broke his word to me. It was the first interaction with him too. So like, you can see how I'm a little bit skeptic, right?
That's okay.
He left you and he
And
left
you guys-
you behind, you know? It was you he left behind.
Uh-huh.
You would still be on that island if it wasn't for circumstance.
Uh-huh.
I don't even know. Is that really fair though? I feel like the reason he got left, or like, the reason why we left was because he wasn't there the following week to get up. You know, I know
Yeah,
I know
but
this is
still.
metagaming, but whatever. It's
No,
like,
no. We formed it into the story. That's just the direction it took. Sometimes people make decisions and they don't really know why. That's what happened. So,
fair.
Nephilim got left behind. Happened in game. It is canon.
All right.
And I will shoot
Well,
you with the
Lance
cannon if you
doesn't
argue
know
with me
that
about it,
Rams
alright?
had no time. I'm just saying, maybe we can find another ship.
Can I speak to the magical dude?
Sure.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, he's just been sort of like leaning on the bar, like you know, his chin's on one hand as he's just like staring longingly at you. He's just been watching with this like half smirk, able to hear everything. You guys are like just across the way, so it's just been listening to your conversation. Like, oh, what interesting people have wandered into my place.
Go on, Michelangelo.
I don't want it.
To the bot.
What was his name again?
Majar al-Majar.
Right.
Yeah, I'll come over with you. Come on.
Yeah.
He's
Yes.
right there, guys. You don't need to go anywhere.
We're like across the bar. I'm walking across the bar.
Get some rum whilst you're at it.
So,
So as you guys catwalk towards him, Michelangelo, you know, pauses for a second, does the profile, keeps going. That's just how he moves across a room, guys. He's been doing it the whole time. So you walk up to the bar. So,
Oh, shit.
have you thought about what you might want to do for me?
I don't. Oh man. I'm just like. Fuck.
Oh,
Hello
well,
again.
I mean, I won't say no.
Can I get a drink, please?
Of course. How many would you like?
5.
Oh. But of course, and he waves his fingers and this like just ridiculously flamboyant sparkle of blue energy just kind of swells out of them, and a servant starts getting some drinks for you. You just hear this sort of faint as they're moving around behind him.
Alright. So, about this favor.
Yeah.
Lance, I'm coming, Lance. Sorry, I'm walking back over there.
What would you need me to do?
Well,
Or-
you know, like I said, I think you all have potential, and my goodness, hearing the tales you've been telling as you've been discussing your plans to move this statue. I believe it's yours. It must be magnificent. I would love to see it. But
Thank you.
I'm just, you know, I really feel like perhaps this might be your easiest route, is to just allow me to wave my fingers and poof, it's gone. And then it's up by, where did you say? Florin? Can't say I've heard of it. Perhaps we should, you know, send it to Trunkelv and you can find it there. I think that would be the easiest all round. And then, you see, the object I'm looking for is just, you know, it's nothing really. Just like a piece of stone scale, you know? Just a scale that is, oh, it's this grey granite, intricate, strange magical essence to it. Yes, there's a few of them around, but this one seems a little more accessible than its brethren. Perhaps you could fetch that for me?
Could I do a check, like a history or insight?
Yeah, sure.
or
Make a
something
history
to
check.
Figure out, like, see if I know what this is. Oh, I rolled
It's
a
20. You don't know
4.
what it is.
You rolled a
I rolled
4 plus.
Rip.
You got a plus on history.
Hold up.
I'm sure you've got a plus on history.
Do not have my.
You haven't got your character sheet open. We're
I was
playing
still
D.
trying to add more spells. I forgot to do it yesterday.
Oh wow.
I've got a +4, so that's 8.
An 8. You've heard of scales before. Lizards have them. Stone one seems pretty weird. Maybe there's like a like a stone elemental lizard.
No.
Interesting.
Oh, what if a dragon saw a basilisk?
What was the shit that we found on the Sahurgan? That's such a weird.
Part of a. What? I noted it down somewhere.
A weird skin stone thing.
It was a
Sounds like
severed
a stone
necklace with
scale.
something framed in it, and it's called a piece of scale.
Yeah, pieces.
It's brownish in look and skin or stony weirdness.
I mean, that sounds
And
pretty
it's had-
close.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Everyone else is just like, oh yeah, it's this thing. I'm like, hello.
I've been desking this whole time, the whole conversation.
Who has it?
I have it.
So, what do you say?
Can you ask him if it's this?
Michelangelo, wasn't it? Are you
If you
gonna
ask him if
fetch
it's this and he
my
wants it,
trinket for me?
All right. Can I wanna whip out of wherever I'm holding this
Pull
thing.
it out, huh?
Yeah.
Whip it out.
Lay it on the
Come
table.
on, lay
You
it
reach
on
behind
the
your
table.
loincloth and pull forth the necklace.
Just pull it out of the sack. Oh.
So, you pull out the scale, and his eyes dart to it, dart straight back to you, and they narrow slightly. Like there's a little, like the playfulness kind of falls out of his eyes as he suddenly regards you very intently. Wherever did you get that? May I have a look?
Can we see and hear what's going on?
It's a pretty soft-spoken conversation. I mean, you could probably hear Michelangelo's side of it pretty easily, but he's talking to Michelangelo. You can make a perception check, see if you can see what you can pick up. I think you're the only one who would really have the opportunity to.
This is where shit kicks off in the bar.
A 12.
A 12?
Hmm.
Oof.
Well,
So
my passive is
is a
better than
15.
that.
So yeah, we'll call it a 15. I'd say you're picking up the odd word, but you're not really getting enough to know what's going on. So, I mean, you could move closer and listen if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Okay. So you sort of sidle a little bit closer, just about get into earshot.
I actually forgot where I picked up. Was it after the battle with the Sahugans? Yeah. Okay. Anyway, yeah, I'm
It
gonna
was
let him.
it was around the neck of the largest Sahuagin that Polonius bisected. The cord of the necklace is actually cut by his longsword, greatsword.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna let him inspect it.
So, where did you get it?
In the ocean, fighting against some.
In the ocean. Intriguing, intriguing. Tell me more. Tell me more.
We got into a fight with a group of Sahuagins, and the lead Sahuagin was carrying this.
And you took it off him. Oh my, aren't you an accomplished warrior?
Thank you.
I'm glad it's not all just for show. I like some substance behind the illusion.
Don't worry. It's I got some girth. Got some girth to it.
He just looks sort of taken aback, like, oh well. It must be my birthday. I've got a piece of scale and some wonderful company to look at it in. So, this piece of scale, it is very similar to what I'm looking for, although it is merely a tiny, tiny fragment of the whole. This is, you know, it's about 3 inches across.
Okay.
So, it's
I
like
don't know what 3 inches looks like.
9 centimeters. Just short of 9 centimeters. So, yeah, so this one is much smaller. This wouldn't be of much use to anybody other than as a curiosity and perhaps like, you know, a demonstration. It's sort of, it's got that wonderful uniqueness to it, isn't it? I'm a collector of sorts. I like to dabble with these things, and some of the larger scales have some very interesting properties that people in this city like to play with. So,
Interesting.
yes, what I would be looking for is about a foot across, so significantly larger than this. This is just a corner of a scale, but yeah, it's one of the legs, if I'm correct.
If we did get you this foot of scale, could you transport us as well as the statue, or just the statue?
Well, I think you would have to sweeten the pot a little bit. If I transport all of you, I have to go as well.
Ah, see.
I mean, it can be done, but what else do you have to offer?
What else do you want?
So many things, my dear Michelangelo. You couldn't even possibly start to list them. But I'm interested not in what I want, but in what you're willing to offer.
I'm such a bad person.
Michelangelo, you're gonna sell your body?
Do it. Take one for the team, bro.
Oh,
Only
God.
if you're into it.
Oh,
Don't
man.
feel pressured,
We don't.
okay?
Yeah,
Do we
you do
have-
whatever you want to do, man. What would Michelangelo do? That's the question.
You're getting a bit hot in here, man.
You gotta get the pecs out like Michelangelo.
I can't really do it with the.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. You need like a pillow.
A life-size statue of yourself for him to keep.
That's
Crafting a statue.
Hmm.
It wouldn't necessarily have to be of me. It could be of whatever he wants. Fair.
But he wants you.
I mean, he hasn't actually said that. He could want
Yeah,
many
no.
things.
That's true.
He's been very,
been-
very carefully non-specific about that because he wants to see what out of where he wants to see where your choice is going to lead you. It's quite obvious that this is some form of a test.
I don't fucking know. Guys, Michelangelo doesn't have that, that kind of cranial capacity,
He's on the
You got
spot
some
and he's on his
skills.
own. He's out of his depth right now, guys. You left him with a high-level
Is-
NPC. He's essentially he's like Giant Eagle Grog with an important NPC right now.
Oh, great.
Yeah, man.
I mean, you can like turn and ask for us to come over if you want. Back up.
Just help, 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 help.
Friend.
I
mean,
guess we
I
wander
just don't know
over.
what, like, I don't know what I could offer someone like this that they'd actually want. Like, he's got like a higher magical ability than I. So like, in my head, especially saying that he wants different artifacts, or at least he wants like this as like an artifact, and he made it sound like he collects artifacts. So I imagine like that space of potential that he could want is really great, and I just don't know. Like I could be like, oh, I could offer you money, but I'm pretty sure money is kind of like subpar in comparison to what he might actually want. You know.
I mean, he
that's what
has
I'm
told
trying
you
to
that
feel
he's a collector. I would say that Michelangelo in this instance would go with his strengths. And what does Michelangelo know best?
Sculpting.
Because you can offer him something that... I mean, as your DM, I'll tell you that like this guy's clearly interested in unique. It's why he's taken an interest in your group at all. He's looking for objects that are so unique that you, a master stone worker, have never seen something that appears to be stone, and yet also skin. And so he's clearly interested in unique things. I think that's pretty obvious. And you can offer him something unique.
I can craft you anything. Literally anything.
Anything you say.
Any statue.
Any statue. Okay, well that does narrow things quite significantly, but I'm still interested. Go on.
I can embroider it with different materials, and I'm sure you could enchant it to do whatever you want if you wanted to make it animated.
I think if you're producing a work of art, that's going to be quite magical enough.
All right. Question is, what do you want?
Well, what do you think I need? What do you think's missing? What would complete this? And he just does this, very luxurious.
An 8-foot tall statue, perhaps.
You're gonna sell him the tall statue in order to take the tall statue. Just make another one on the way.
Forget the main quest. Just be like, we give it to him instead.
Hey, you could totally never go to that village. That's an option.
I don't know. Let me think about it. Can I like wander back over to the group?
I'll tell you what.
Ooh, like just as I'm about to leave.
I'll tell you what. Think about it. I'm intrigued by this idea. And I'm not the only one who's interested in something unique. Perhaps I will have other need of your services. Maybe we could have a little bit of an IOU. And if you wanted to fill that with a statue when convenient, I don't want to try and rush art. I would accept that as payment of the IOU. But I may call it in a little sooner if circumstances demand.
All right.
How does that
Okay.
sound, big boy?
Still gonna think about it.
Well, let me know. I'm always here.
Nice. Running back over to the guys.
I think we should go grab a table.
Yes. Also, I have drinks.
You guys do have a table, it's just quite close to the bar. Because
Yeah.
you guys went to the bar, got your drinks, turned around, there was a table, you sat down. Because that's what happens.
Magical bars.
Yeah, because also, when you walk into a bar and there's drinks, and you get the drinks, and you sit down at a table, sitting down at a table closer to the bar means it's easier to get the next drink.
Can't argue with that.
So how did it go?
That was
What do you say?
interesting. He's willing to transport the statue and us under two circumstances. One being we find a foot of this scale material and I just present it to everyone. And two, I have to craft him something unique, like a statue of some kind. Which, you know, I'm down to actually do that.
Well, how long is that going to take you?
It might take me a little while though, and considering we're running around and we're actually doing stuff, it's a little inconvenient.
Thankfully, I was listening into that conversation. He doesn't have to make that statue now. It's on a IOU if we take this deal. My concern is this skin stone.
Yeah, we have no idea where it came from and what kind of creature we'd have to farm to get enough of it for him. I'm sure.
From what you tell me, it sounds like he knows where it is. He just needs someone to get it. Or he at least has an idea of where it could be, like.
Mm,
Maybe we should ask him about that again if we decide to take this. Like, if we need 30 days to find this foot of whatever it is, I don't want to touch it. Also, if we find it, because it's disgusting. But if we find it and it takes us 30 days, we could also just not do it and go by foot without his help. It's all very like I'm
have
all
too
for
much
like taking the
choice.
shortcuts. I don't mind going on a little side mission and like finding the scale and helping you in whatever you want. Like I don't have that much to do.
I do.
Yeah, but also if we want to have a shortcut, as long as we stay under 45 days here in Amadori, we're still gonna be in Trunkalf sooner than any other routes. So we would have a month here
That
to
is
do
true.
whatever we need to do and still be in what's his face? What's the name of the thing? Florin. Still be in Florin earlier than any other route we could take. So
It's very
it sounds
true.
pretty good to me.
mm. I'm just sit back in my chair and just be like, you know what, guys? I don't really care what happens. We just need to get the statue there. Whatever you guys think is the best way. And then I just chug my drink.
Alright, I've got. Alright. What if we ask the guy. Ask Jama. Yeah. If we ask him where we can actually get this relic or whatever it's called, where we can actually like collect it, get it, whatever. Like, if he can give us a specific direction of how we can get it, then I'm a little bit more inclined to like want to do it. But if we're gonna have to search and like try and discover it, I don't think it's gonna be worth our time. Considering we are on a time strain of like the 2 days, and if it's going to take longer than 2 days to find it, then we're fucked either way.
Well, if it takes longer than 40 days to find it, we're fucked. Because if we would take the ship, it would take us also
Yeah, but the
45
ship
days
leaves-
to get to the...
But the ship leaves
Yeah.
in 2 days. Oh, I see what you mean.
Oh, but
like,
we could get the statue and just let the ship leave as long as we're certain that we can get to Trunkhalf in like 40 days time.
We
We're
don't
still
have a way
gonna be
to,
there earlier than the ship.
we don't have a way to carry the statue at all right now, though.
Well, we could
Do we?
get a car
We
and
don't
just
actually
get it
have
somewhere.
to. Like, this is like a meta question, but we don't actually have to experience that time, right? Could we just skip ahead? Like, is the boat still just easier?
It depends what happens.
Depends what, like, something could happen on the boat.
I mean, you've literally just been on a boat that's shipwrecked. I feel like you think that there could be something that happened to the boat.
That's fair.
Especially a boat that up until extremely recently has been operating as a pirate ship. And could therefore be recognized as a pirate ship while you're on it. And therefore, you by association be recognized as pirates. All of those things can happen. And all of those things should be considered, and I think your characters would consider.
Nephilim, is there any need for you to go back to the ship, or is it just things you need to get done within Imador?
I need to get things done in Imadori. And I also want to... It's Polonius. Polonius is like a big part of what's happening for me, and I think he's going to be extremely important for us in the long run. When you guys, if you guys decide to stick with me through this entire thing. Do you remember when we were talking on the ship and we were talking about the powers that be and
That deep moment where
Yeah.
Polonius went off.
right? That's exactly what I'm on about. Like,
Hello. What have we got here? Lovely little collection of interesting folks. I don't suppose you're going to be needing any help to find your way around town, maybe find out what you need to know, or the different kind of places, shops. It sounds like you guys might be in need of somebody who knows the lay of the land. I'm
We
Etrian.
might be, but not right now.
This
I don't have
this
any
wizard
change.
who's like he's like dressed in shabby chic for wizards, you know, it's clearly cost quite a lot of money, but it doesn't look that good, but he thinks it does. And he's just sort of just standing at the end of the table, just like leaning slightly off to the side, twirling a wand in his right hand. He's just like, I think I might be able to help you all out. No?
You know, no,
No one?
thanks. No.
Oh, all right then.
Are
And he
you
walks
here?
off.
Although, okay, bye. See you. Wow, rude. We were in the
Can
middle
I-
of
I
a
was
conversation.
that close to taking the bait.
Can I look around the room, see... Wait, let me carry on explaining. So basically, that whole conversation with Polonius, we then had a further conversation in his room. And,
Oh,
yeah, it was lovely.
Looks like everyone's getting some this campaign.
But I learned a lot about Polonius, and I learned a lot about
I bet.
his history.
You learned a lot about Polonius. This is news to me.
Like, just, can you
Maybe
just
maybe we should just try and fill in the gap.
look? I
I
am so
don't
stressed out. Okay, look,
all of
I'm
this
so
high politics. Let's go with it.
stressed out. I'm so stressed out. I just need you guys to trust me on this one. I'll explain everything as it's going on. I really feel like CJ right now. Like, honestly, just please have faith in me.
No,
Yeah.
my only question is, do you need the 40 days of travel to be beside Polonius to do stuff with him, or can we?
Just a 40-day sex cruise. That's all it is. Just banging all the time.
yes. Where do we sign up?
Swords
feel
are
like you didn't
appearing.
realize-
They're disappearing. They're appearing again.
You did not realize the way you phrased that as you said that, did you? Continuing on. Yeah.
Doing stuff beside
Yeah,
Polonius,
still mean it,
the
yeah,
mixtape.
doing stuff. Or would it be enough to meet up with him in Trunkov once we're all there? I mean, they're going to go there anyway. Us two, like ish, at least.
The only issue is I basically convinced him to allow us to use the ship for this reason. I don't want to take the piss and just go be like, fuck you, we're going another way. Like it's like, I know it sounds a little bit stupid.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that
Just
this sort of-
agreement.
Knowing how Polonius works, this sort of thing, like honoring these agreements, will be very fulfilling in the long run. It's not about us owing him a favor in the future. He's agreed because of the conversation we had. It isn't like he's like, I'll do this, blah 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 blah. It's
In the back
Yeah,
of your head,
that's
Nephilim, you do, like, as you're saying all of this, like, what Lance told you earlier is just kind of keeps bobbing up at the back of your mind.
Yeah,
You keep shoving it aside, and you're like, it is just niggling at you a little bit. You're not quite as sure as you were when you started to have this conversation.
What if we find your doppelganger and put him on the ship?
What if we just
Yep.
go to Polonius, tell him, dude, we really appreciate your offer, but we found a quicker way to get there and get out of your hair, and then you don't need to make stops just for us. So if you're still in Trunkov at some point, ping us. We can meet up if you need us,
It's-
but in the meantime, we got shit to do.
okay. The real reason I
I'm gonna
want to go
top
back
up
to...
Nephilim's drink. He looks.
Thank you, dude.
Trust.
All right. The reason. Okay.
The empty glass is gone.
Alright, okay. We're setting off today if we're able to travel to Trunkov now, right? That's what's happening. If we're able to if we're able to take this other route that's not the ship, we'd be leaving today.
So no.
We believe in whenever we feel like it.
So we have
Yes.
time. Is that what you're saying?
So the idea is.
Yeah, we
is
could
that-
set us a time. I mean, we would need to find the scale first anyway, right? Excuse me, Robin, what were you saying?
Pretty much what you was about to say. The idea is that this magic hat, Malak, will probably be quicker than traveling by ship if we can find this skin stone within 45 days. But we need to work out, like, is that gonna be viable or not?
True, which is why I said we should talk to and
Zin Zimmer.
and like I said, I really want to get the stuff I want to get done in Midori now.
All right. I'm standing up.
So
I'm gonna go to the bar.
can you get me a shot? I really need it.
Sure. Hey, Jamad.
You mad, bro?
1 sec.
This is so mad. I like that. Oh, what is happening?
Okay. No, hello. You know, you've realised that you can just, wave over one of the servants and they'll bring you drinks. You don't have to stand up every time.
I like seeing your face. You're fabulous.
What do you want?
I want a round of shots for us, because this is hard. Also, Michelangelo told me about, this object retrieval thing that
No, I'm
we're
stood
maybe
right here.
doing for you. Yeah. Any idea of where that might be and how long it would take us to find it? We're trying to figure out a timescale and what would be best for us.
Well, it's actually
As
in
you can probably understand.
It's actually in Lokai Sarah, so it's really very close.
Okay.
So Lokai Sarah is in this. That's
water
Lokai Sarah. That's the
area?
center water mass of
Oh,
Ameria.
so it's in the lake.
Yes, a lot of them seem to be found in water, just recently anyway. This is weird. Sometimes we go through like a patch of forest ones, then we go through some mountain ones. I really don't know what it is. It's almost like they're being uncovered by some kind of guiding hand, but that would be ridiculous, wouldn't it? Or would it?
You will.
Anyway, yes, so this latest one, I've heard a rumor, you see. Recently, there was a group of adventurers, much like yourselves, similarly colourful, although quite a few more scales among them. There was a lizard and a tiefling. But they had, well, they had the most fascinating time. You see, they were on a new kind of boat. Didn't really know much about it, but apparently it doesn't use magic or sails. Sounds ridiculous to me. But they were attacked by a dragon on the middle of Loch Ysera. Can you imagine? It was the small white dragon, just like a child, really. Nobody knows where it came from. Can't have been more than 100 years old, just like a wormling, essentially. Attacked a ferry. Can you imagine?
I heard the D word.
And
I'm
it's,
standing off.
it's, you know,
The D word.
and the dragon was slain, and it's a marvelous thing. But apparently there was an iceberg in the middle of Loch Ysera, and I mean it's July.
Yeah, that sounds crazy.
Yes, and it was a white dragon. So you know,
So
that
you
makes
think-
me think that there's a lair.
Yeah.
And you know what the thing about lairs is that that's where lots of interesting items accumulate, and I've been hearing rumours of a scale in the region, and I thought, ho, lairs are almost magnets for that kind of thing. And I thought
We're
it'd be
going
worth
to kill
checking
the
it out.
dragon.
You might not find it, you might find it. It's a gamble. These things always are.
Tell me,
Sounds like
this
right
adventurer party, is it still alive?
Yes, they all lived and went their separate ways. They didn't stick together like you lot are.
Yeah, iceberg.
And they killed the dragon. You know.
What did you say,
Well, they
Jay?
killed the dragon, they just didn't go
Yeah,
to
it was a small thing, you know, it can't have been more than 25 feet long. I mean, still fairly impressive for, you know, untrained people to coordinate on the fly for that kind of thing. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
it was the talk
definitely.
of the town, you know, the ferry got in, just last week. It's gone back now, but yeah, maiden voyage, talk about an exciting time.
Definitely. So you think this layer is like, is it in the water, or do you think it's like on the shore? or-
Darling, I think it's the iceberg.
Oh, that iceberg is still
Iceberg.
there. Then
Yes, I mean,
might
it was
have
it was a week ago.
disappeared, Oh,
A
it was a
week
week
ago.
ago.
Icebergs are big. I don't think people realise there's a lot of them under the surface. Well, I suppose if you don't know how to do water breathing, then I guess you'd never find out. But you, my dear, look like the kind of person who would know your way around an iceberg if you came across it.
I sure would, I guess.
They're cold.
That's
water.
cool.
Alright, well, thanks for the information. Let me get back to my group with the shots and we will discuss.
Yes,
See
I do
you
like how
later.
you're putting off this decision until you're drunk enough. It's going to be great.
Yeah, me too. Okay, guys. I relay all of the information
All
while I
right.
hand out the drinks
Oh
and the
man.
shots. And then I down my shot and I'm like, an iceberg in the middle of the lake. I kind of want to go.
A
Who
white
knows how much gold
dragon
is there
sounds
too?
super cool. I mean, it's dead, but I want to see this lair.
Yeah,
Wait,
me
are we
too.
just assuming that we've been filled in entirely on the conversation now? Because we couldn't hear, right?
Yeah, well, I also came back, and if there was
Yeah.
anything missing, I would just have told you.
Yeah, you guys know
For the sake
everything
of time.
that's going on for sure.
All right, my only. You said it was a baby dragon.
Well, it's dead. They killed it.
Where
Oh,
there's
you think there's
babies,
a mama
there's
dragon?
parents. We're going.
Yeah, that.
I
What?
think
Killing
if there
it.
were parents, probably
Wait.
would have.
You
been
wanna kill it?
sighted by now,
Let's go
right?
right
You-
now.
You think you can kill
Right
Right
now, we
now?
gotta go
a
kill
fully
it.
grown dragon?
We're going now.
Rover,
I wanna go now.
Rover, you're
Rover.
drunk.
Yeah.
All right, you need to calm down.
Okay, buddy, no more shots for you.
Yeah.
We're killing the dragon.
The dragon's
dragon
dead.
is killed.
That's a baby.
That's
Gotta
I'm
be
not sure
parents.
there's a parent dragon.
There's a bit of
Maybe it was
drunken
100
rage
years
here,
old.
but you can see he's kind of pissed off.
What would make you think that we could kill an adult dragon?
I think I
Think it'd
could
be
kill
easy?
an adult dragon. Pretty.
Well, there
I
you
don't
go.
think it'd be easy. I think we might die.
Probably, but we also might die on the sea.
I mean, everyone else will die anyway if we don't stop.
What?
Who's gonna die?
Stop the dragon?
Sorry, my eyes glossed over for a second as I said that.
Oh
Yeah.
shit, he's tripping. Oh,
Yeah.
not
Are
even.
you
It's more
okay,
like a
buddy? I'm
flashback.
gonna get you a glass of water.
A little bit of PTSD from like a time long ago before he ever met any of us.
From a time before there were no dragons.
Well, I'm definitely all for checking out the iceberg, and as soon as we see a dragon, we can decide if we want to fuck off or if we want to try to kill it and maybe die.
If we are going for that, though, we are 100% like committing to that. There's no like, oh, we can back out after. So we go and get the statue from Polonius. We put it somewhere, and then we go to potentially fight a dragon.
Yes.
And hopefully,
I mean, hopefully just find an empty lair, and maybe other people who want to go treasure hunting. So
That's not how it's gonna be.
what makes you say that? They said the dragon was killed. I'm pretty sure it's dead.
That's what
I don't
someone
know.
wants those
And I'm
stuff.
pretty
Oh
sure
yes,
there's
yes,
no
I saw its head. I saw its head. It's dead. Don't worry.
I refuse to be this naive going into a fucking dragon's lair. Alright? Don't know about you guys. I know Rovan is fucking up for it, but I also think he's 8 gigabombs deep right now. I am not 100% certain on just rolling up to this dragon's lair and expecting to be calm and happy.
Alright, see, we got empty, for as far as we know, dragon's lair, with a lot of fucking treasure in it, probably, hopefully.
So,
or being on a pirate ship with
a
Polonius.
cruise with pirates.
looked after us, yeah.
Cruises aren't great at the
Along
best of times
coast.
with
So
pirates.
If anyone knows the ship or has run in with that ship before, they know it's gonna be a pirate ship, we're gonna be in trouble, and they will assume we're pirates because we're on the ship. So. Also, iceberg in the middle of the ocean sounds fucking cool, man. Come on, don't you want to see it?
It's an inland sea.
Adventure!
Why not? Imagine if there's like, gold coins all throughout the iceberg because it's
Don't
the layer
care
of the
about
thing.
any of that.
Adventure!
You're so boring. You just want to go on
No, I have my
the
own
citizen
issues.
cruise instead of going dragon hunting.
Citizen cruise.
It's a committed relationship.
We
No,
could not end up killing this dragon and just be stuck. So.
The dragon is already dead, guys. We don't need to
Oh
kill it.
my-
We just need to get
you're
the
thinking
thing.
There's 100% another dragon or something there. It's not.
That's why I want to go.
I mean, I'm sure there's
I
something
slam
there.
my
It's the
water on
middle
the
of
table.
a lake. But there's hooligans on the ocean everywhere. There could be a white dragon on the ocean too if we go by ship. They're pretty fast. I don't think they would take 40 days to get to the coast. So,
So
Hmm.
your logic is there's a
Dragon
dark
either way.
alleyway. We could get stabbed in this dark alleyway, but we could get stabbed anywhere. Let's go down the dark alley.
yeah. Also, I tend to get stabbed but kill the stabber, so like I'm not that worried.
She's.
I got stabbed in a
She has a
forest
point.
and I got stabbed on the boat. Like it's not new to me.
All right, with that same logic, if we're on the boat on the outside and we're recognized as pirates, we can fight for ourselves the same way, and we have Polonius there, and we have a whole
but
crew to
see,
help us.
I got stabbed, but I killed the guys who stabbed me. But we on the ship got attacked by pirates. Right? And the ship sank, and we were in fucking trouble. So
Yeah, but
as far as
this
I'm concerned,
time-
I'll take the stabbing instead of the ship sinking.
This time we're the pirates. We win. You know?
Only if we no see, but because you guys.
Fine. Look, no. All right, cool. I really don't want to do this, but if that is where the group really fucking wants to go, the only way I'll agree to this is one, if we clarify this with Polonius first. Like, we explain to this, because there is no, like,
Yeah, sure.
oh, we'll see if we can figure out, and then, with, like, because he's leaving without us, right? So, we need to clarify
get the
that.
statue
I
anyway.
don't want to break any sort of relationship we do have with Polonius. I think that will fuck us over massively in the long run. Right?
You can go with Polonius if you want to. I don't want to break up a happy couple. You can go on your honeymoon.
I mean, I'm not exactly keen on him. Racist.
Technically, he's not racist. He's speciesist.
So, yeah, sorry.
Speciesist. And then, the only other thing is, if you guys really want to do this, then I would need you guys to help me with my thing here in Imadori and in the neighboring
Yeah.
city.
We're gonna do that anyway, right?
DM, what's
Like I
the
thought-
name of the other city?
You can look at the fucking map, my dude. It's literally right there in the middle.
Well, I
It's
didn't
on the
realize
other
it-
side of the lake from
Arasara.
the one you're in, and there's a big arrow that says "You are here." Draw the fucking connections.
No. Okay,
Oh.
right, I didn't realize that was the name of it because you said, "Shut up, man." All right.
Okay.
But
Okay,
see-
wait.
Oh,
Okay, the
Oh,
two things.
yes,
Okay, I'll explain everything I need to do.
let me say something first. It takes a week to get to Irisera, so we can't get to Iris. What's the name? Irisera?
Arrow Sarah.
Irisera in 2 days and back anyway to get to the ship again. So if you have
Cool.
business there, let's go via the fucking lake, get the scale in the middle of it, and then get your
We have
business
to-
done.
But that we have to.
I don't
get-
mind what your business is. I'm gonna do your
Oh,
business
oh.
anyway. But like,
Hey.
But if that's what you're saying,
I mean, that actually
Yeah.
works. That actually works, though.
we
But
need
that's
a week with a
We can
ferry
hit this-
to the
hit this
to
challenge.
Irisera.
Go to your so you
but
can. Do
okay,
your
here's
business
a
and
new
come back.
issue. Here's a new issue. The ship is going to leave with the statue. So are we taking the statue off and lugging
Yes.
it to the magician's hat and leaving it there with or are we like what are we? Is that the plan?
Yeah.
And how do we,
I guess.
do we put the
That's-
hat on the
that's-
statue? Does that work? How do we get
Can
back
we-
to
yeah,
the
I
magician's
think
hat
we
as a
should
statue?
Can we just take the hat? Can we just take the hat to the statue? and put it on
I
the-
think we can also just ask him, and maybe when he closes down shop, he can help us.
Alright.
We can
Let's-
also
let's-
get the statue here. Yeah, I guess if we can like kind of hug it and put the head on us, maybe we take it with us, right? We still got all our clothes on. I still got my trident on my
Wait,
back.
what?
So.
Our clothes? What do our clothes have to do with it?
Well, if we touch the statue and put the head on us, then probably the statue gets taken with too.
Oh,
right?
okay,
'Cause we
I
still
see,
got
I see.
everything else
Okay,
with us
I
too.
get
Like
that,
I
I
got my
get that.
trident.
Yeah, that works. At least I think that works.
Alright. Who else is in the bar right now, by the way, please?
So you've got the bloke that you noticed last session, who has
Chappy
now
dude.
since come up to the table and gone, "All right," whose name is
Oh,
apparently
same.
Etrian. Yeah, same guy. And there's just like a couple of other like wizardy looking types drinking, just I think there'll be two like guys on their own, and then like two groups of 2 or 3. I mean, it's a pretty wide open area. Like they've just been relying on the mechanical servants to get their drinks, so they haven't been getting up and down to the bar, so they're sat quite a way away. I mean, this is like a wide open space.
Could I get a perception check to see if there's anyone of note for me, personally?
Yeah, you already did. It was Etrian.
What?
Yes.
You did that last week.
Why didn't you clarify that was the
I
same
did.
person that came up to... What?
I described the exact same person. If you didn't pay attention to the description last time, mate, that's on you.
That's a rip.
Where's Etrian now?
So,
Where's Etrian now?
he's just off at a table.
I think I'm gonna go off and talk to him.
Okay, cool. Go off and talk to him. Yeah, so like you guys are sat basically here. And that's the bar, obviously. And Etrian is just sat off here. So, you go off and speak to Etrian.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Sorry about shunning you away earlier. in the middle of something quite.
No,
intense,
don't
but-
worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's strange. I seem to have that effect on people the first time round.
I know the feeling. So, you said you would be able to help us around.
Yeah, you look like you don't really know your way around, you know? Like, you might try and buy a magical item and take it out of the city. That'd be stupid, wouldn't it? See, it's the little things like that that will allow me to, you know, ease your path through the city, grease the wheels a little bit, you know? I know people at the school, I know people at the, you know, various different other locations that are in the city that I have currently forgotten for some reason. So one moment while I just pull up my map. Yeah, the Haida Terra, I know people up there, people at the Marshallis. Hey, I could even get you into Magician's Fight Club. Yeah, how does that sound? And yeah, and I could also get you into the Magician's Hat, but you already did that yourself. But it is one of the things that I usually offer people, so I thought I'd include it on the list for you.
Sweet.
So, you know,
Do you know where
if they're anybody, I know who they are, and they probably don't like me.
I feel like we have that in common. Do you know where I could get a weapon repaired? Like
A
small
weapon
magical-
repaired? What kind of weapon? Can I have a look, see?
Sure. That's not the weapon. I don't know.
yeah. Whatever's handy, man. Whatever's handy. So he takes this this hilt with the broken blade of that rapier that's got that interesting point to it, and is quite handy as like an emergency dagger, as it stands. And have you got the rest of it? Oh, that'll be a no then. Well,
No.
I mean, potentially it might get reforged, but let me have another little looky here. And he lays it down on the table and sort of waves his hands over it in these arcane gestures and pulls. You see him pull almost like a phantom version of the rapier up, and he spins it around, and then it just dissipates. Yeah, well, you probably need the rest of it if you want to keep the enchantment intact. And honestly, can't really tell what the enchantment is without the rest of it. So it seems pretty powerful though. See, it's got a little bit of yeah, a little bit of a cinnamon taste to it. Don't really know what that means, but maybe someone will.
So I need to find the rest of the rapier to actually get it repaired.
Only if you want to keep the enchantment. If you just want a rapier for sentimental reasons, something like that, someone could whack any blade on that for you.
If I... Okay. Could I get like a history check or something to see if I have any idea where like another piece of it would be?
Sure, make a history check.
Oh, this is gonna be... I rolled a 28. You don't know where it is. Alright,
I thought the enchantment on that blade was bad.
it's a
Different rapier.
Oh, okay.
What'd
I
you
rolled a
get?
2.
Nice. Plus?
Not 0.
Okay, so you rolled a 2.
I have no idea where the fuck I can...
It never occurred to you that you might need the blade. You just thought, hey, you could just put like another blade on, right? That's how that works. Not really familiar with magical items.
No, I'm not. Well, that's hopeless.
Well, not if you can find a blade. Do you know where it is?
Does another history check.
Do I know?
That's what the first one was. I'll take that as a no as well then. Well,
Yeah.
I get the impression that you want to keep the enchantment. So what I recommend, I can, you know, I've had the flavour now. I can keep my ears and eyes open, if you like, and my tongue as well. See if I can catch that same scent of cinnamon on anything.
Yeah.
And yeah, you know, if I, what was your name?
Nephilim.
Nephilim. All right, yeah, I can just send you a message if I find anything.
Okay.
Yeah. But
and the other...
I would like to have a little favour in return, if that's all right.
Depends what it is.
Well, you see, I've got a little local problem, right? Just, you know, I might have annoyed the wrong people, maybe said the wrong thing, maybe it turned out that some, like, you know, prime fine wine was actually not that prime or that fine, or in fact wine, and that caused some, you know, should we say some political embarrassment for some of more influential folks, shall we say? I'm a little persona non grata in certain circles as it stands right now, but what we can do, I know a way to salvage it. There's a really easy way out of it, but yeah, if you'd be open to, you know, a little bit of a freelance job, if you like. You look pretty sneaky. You could probably get in and out of somewhere and maybe edit a document. All perfectly legal, of course.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about these political people, these people of influence. Tell me about them.
Well, I'm not going to go into detail with you because the fact that you had to ask me means that you don't know, and I will charge you for that service.
And what's the charge?
Well, I've got this little favour I need doing. You can see where I'm going with this. You help me, I help you.
So, if I were to do this favor for you and sneak in, change this document for you, you will give me the rundown of the political influence in Imidori, as well as...
Oh, you want the whole deal?
A little bit.
Well, it's complex, you know, because then you have to weave Air or Sarah in there. You can't talk about one without the other because, you know, two sides of the same coin and whatnot. You know, there's a lot of tendrils going between the two. This ferry route across the loch, it's what you might call the spine of the Elvish nation. You know, everything goes up and down a loch. So, I can put you in the picture. I can let you know how things stand. There's been some developments recently. Everyone's a little bit worried about, and that sounds like the kind of thing that you might be interested in, is it not, my friend with a South Torpen accent?
Yeah, that sounds exactly what I need.
Well, then I suppose you're going to have to do me a little favour, aren't you?
I suppose I am.
Wonderful, wonderful. You going to bring your friends? You might need them.
I'll go talk to them. Where do I need to sneak into? What do I need to change? I need.
Oh, we're not gonna talk about any details right now. You're not sneaking into anywhere. There's nothing that needs changing. We was talking about a hypothetical situation in a manner of two blokes bantering in a bar, and he sort of looks around meaningfully at the nobody who's there listening.
Right.
But what we can do, we can step up into my office, and we can have a private chat.
I'll go grab the guys.
Wonderful, wonderful. Hurry up, it's getting late.
Okay, guys. So you know what I said
just
I
for
need
the
to get
record,
some-
guys, the sun has been setting the whole time you've been in the bar, which is, you know, pushing for like an hour and a half now.
All right. I just spoke to, I forgot his name already, but
Etrian.
Etrian. He has some information that's really, really helpful to me towards my mission, which you guys said you'd be a part of. He said he wants to talk about in his office. You guys coming with?
Boy, you have a lot to do in this city.
Sure.
You're just getting more and more missions. Sure, whatever.
Well, I mean, this is part of the same mission that I was originally doing. It's just he's giving me information towards that.
All right, it's a lot of tasks for the same exercise or whatever, you know.
I mean, to be fair, this is where the ship was travelling before it sank, so it's not unexpected that people have things to do in the city.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, is it the shady dude with the scrawny-looking, expensive but shitty clothes?
I heard that!
Cool!
And they were expensive, thank you for noticing.
You're welcome.
Yeah. With this
Yeah,
gentleman.
I guess it's him, yeah. I got that out.
Yeah.
Alright,
So
yeah.
toxic.
Let's go.
Right, let's go. He's this way.
Yeah, but the door's that way. And he waves you over to the curtain cubicles that you entered from.
Okay, cool.
And yeah, so you guys are stood in front of the curtained cubicles. What do you do?
Guys, have we decided that we're gonna do the ferry route then, and the transport via Magic Hat Wizard?
As long as we get all the stuff done in Amadori for me, then yes. That's how I understand it. But and we also need to talk to Polonius first.
Yeah, we can talk to Polonius tomorrow.
Before he leaves, we should tell Polonius.
Yeah,
basically.
we need the statue anyway before he leaves. So.
Yeah. When we do
maybe
all
we
this,
should tell Jamad El Jamar then that we
Yeah.
take the deal before we leave his establishment.
yeah,
Sure.
because like
Michelangelo, you go tell him.
we'll have to leave the statue here while we're doing stuff. Anyway.
Yeah, or wherever we sleep.
Yeah, you should probably go fill him in, like so we want to leave the statue with him while we go to the lake and do all that sort of stuff. So like let him know if we've decided to go with him. We'll do our best to help him. We haven't kind of thought about what happens if we don't find this scale in the lake.
We take the statue and go by foot.
Like, that's gonna be really easy. Carrying a 10-foot statue for...
Michelangelo.
He did say that it doesn't matter whether you find the scale or not. He just wants you to investigate.
Oh.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. He appreciates. He's looking for something extremely rare. Like the chance of finding it is enough for him to, and ultimately, like, what does it cost him? Like 2 spells. Yes, they're very rare spells that other people generally don't have, but like for him, it's like not even everything he can do in a day. So it's relatively low, cheap price for him for a decent bargain on your end. Not that you know that. That's just me as the DM to you as players.
Okay.
So yeah, just update him then.
Can I just relay this to him? Like,
you just want to go and like inform him and stuff, and just like catch him up on what you sort of intend to do. Well, I'm so glad that you're going to come and check it out. Yeah, you're looking for an iceberg in the middle of Loch Isere. It should be pretty easy to find. One thing that I would say though is, how did you intend on getting the statue here?
Got any ideas?
Can you show me what it looks like?
I actually can't even remember the description of it.
No, I need to see it.
Bjorn, can you image stuff?
Accidentally makes wait, let me try again.
Can you conjugate it?
Bjorn's just been sat in the corner slamming whiskey after whiskey after whiskey, waiting for you folks to stop arguing.
Yeah, I guess I could like make an illusion of a smaller version of it.
Yeah, okay, so you come
I'll
up and do that. Oh, wonderful. Wow, somebody after my own persuasion, I see. So, okay, and how big is it exactly?
10 feet.
10 feet. Exactly?
Exactly.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. You might want to stand back.
Fuck.
And he starts weaving an arcane incantation, and the statue just kind of rises out of the sand.
Nice.
Well played.
I need to learn that one.
I respect it.
I mean, I would love to teach it to you, but honestly, I think it's just a little bit out of your depth. If you've got any other little, like, little nuisance problems, that maybe I could let you have a little look at something more simple, perhaps, if you're that interested. I like to put my friends in the best position to succeed.
Nice. Yeah, sounds good.
Have you got any spells in mind that you're looking to learn, my little wizardy friend?
Well, I think I definitely need to up my illusion game.
Your illusion game. Okay. Let's see here, what might we have? And he just kind of he does this motion with his hands where he's he's very expressive with his hands, and he just kind of brings them past each other there, and then he's holding a book. Let's see. Illusion. What have we got here? I'm really not sure.
You guys can hear me, right? Still?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I'm just going downstairs for a sec, but I can still hear and talk. So.
Cool. Let me have a look and see what he would have. Oh, this is fun. How about this? And he takes a page of the spell book and he shows it to you, Bjorn. Is this the kind of thing that you're interested in? And it's the spell Magic Mouth.
Plenia says that one.
So,
God damn it.
do you recognize it just from my notation? My notation is a little personal. You know how it is. It's Magic Mouth. It's an interesting little spell. You can choose something and then have it speak a message to people, and it'll just last forever. And it's not even it's fairly simple to do as a ritual as well. You don't even have to use some of your power for the day if you don't want to. You can do it the wrong way.
Yeah, I mean, that couldn't hurt learning that one.
Okay. Well, I suspect it's going to take you. Let me see here. Oh. How long have you been doing wizarding for?
Quite a while, but
It's going to take you about 4 hours to copy this in, I should say. About 100 gold.
Yeah, I don't think I can do this yet.
Well, the offer stands whenever you like, and if anything else pops into your mind, perhaps I know where to get hold of it for you. Like I say, I'm a collector, and when magic is your business, the spells they build up.
Can you do it on the way? So like if Shma is coming with us, could you not learn this or note it down and stuff while we're traveling?
Are you asking him that?
I don't have enough.
Yes, I'm
gold.
asking. Oh.
You're asking
Yeah.
Majard Almajar?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, not quite. No. You see, if I take you there, we'll just be there. There isn't really traveling, in the same sense. You're here and then you're there. Much like the statue was on, I think, a ship in the harbor, but I'm not 100% sure, and now is here. It was quite easy to find the flavor of. Like I said, it's going to take you a very long time to get quite up to that point, my friend. But if you ever feel like on a scale of 1 to 20 you're a 17, let me know.
So if you can just transport things, why can't you just transport the contents of the lair here?
So you know how you had to show me what it looked like and I needed to know exactly how big it was?
Okay.
Every scale is different. Knowing that there is one does not help me find it. Which is why I have you!
True.
So, you going to take me up on my little offer?
Let's do it.
Wonderful,
Yeah, alright.
wonderful, wonderful. Well, I expect you back shortly. I'm sure it'll take you no time at all. Just a little exploration. I doubt this dragon was even old enough to have any minions.
Let's see.
Well, we're gonna find out.
Yes,
I'm
I mean, I
shouting
think
over
its
from the
body
other
is still
side,
on display.
"See? That's what I told you.
I think its body is still on display. If you wanted to have a look, it's in the. I believe it was in the Hide of Terror. Was it? Yes, the Hide of Terror. If you wanted to have a look at it. No, it's the market by the docks. Yes, yes, the Master of Commerce was quite excited. It's not often we get a sacrifice to Aquarian.
He sacrifices to Aquarian?
Well, it died while attacking a ferry. That seems right up Aquarian Street. And the Haida Terra is where they, commerce is the worship of Aquarian, and that's where the commerce happens, my dear.
Say, don't you have a temple here to Aquarian? Like a really big one, right?
Yes, that would be the Haida Terra, the market.
The whole market?
Do you not know very much about Aquarian?
I'm starting to learn.
Ah. I would have thought you would have
I
known
know
more
it-
looking at you, but maybe that's just the blue association. I'm sorry for assuming. I would suggest having a trek across. I'm sure they can tell you far more than I don't really pay that much attention to gods personally.
Thank you.
But buying and selling, that's what Aquarian likes, especially when it's across the oceans. Well, off you go then. Don't just stand here looking at me.
Alright, see ya.
Let's go!
Let's go.
Alright, you ready to go then, finally? See you later, Major. I told you not to call me that.
Wave.
Alright,
Speed
so you
wonder,
guys go
right?
back to the cubicles. What do?
Yep.
You gotta exit the bar.
I'm gonna do whatever the shabby wizard does.
He's watching you because he can't wait to see what you try.
The pure. It's never been here before. Doesn't even know how we got in it. I'd assume.
Wasn't it behind the curtain or something? Did they go through the curtain?
Yeah, you can
think
go
he
into the
doesn't-
you can go into the cubicle. It's like
Try
3
it.
sides of curtain.
Hmm.
So, do you go into the cubicle?
Yeah, alright.
Okay. You're in the cubicle.
How do I get out?
I knew it.
I love
What
this
am I-
bit. This is the best. Who's next? Who's gonna try next?
So, well, I'm just kind of looking around trying to figure out what to. I'm just pulling on the curtains.
Make an Arcana check.
I can just do this on roll 20 now, can't I?
Yeah.
Uh, 7 plus 3, so 10.
Your Arcana's just +3. Man, that hurts. Okay, so 10. You've not really seen something quite as complex as this before. This is a new one. How do you exit a plane of existence?
Yeah, I'm gonna need some help. I think someone else needs to have a try at this.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Alright, I'm bored now. Yeah, just say where you want to go. It'll drop you wherever you want in the city.
Didn't you want to go to the market to see the?
I thought we wanted to
We're
go
gonna
to
step
our
into
office.
his office. Yeah, you should be telling
Oh,
us.
it
where to
sounded
go.
like you had somewhere else to go first. Is that not right?
Yeah, let's go to the market then. Wait, Polonius. God
Or
damn
we can
it.
go to my
Let's
office.
go
I don't know what it is you're doing. You said you were going to come with me, and then you just walked off back to the bar and talked about a whole other thing with something like a dragon and an iceberg or something. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention.
Good. We just had some unfinished business to do before we left, so we.
Alright,
didn't need
you ready
get
to go
back
now
there,
then?
So now we can go to your office.
All right, Skypod B39496. You just got to say that. And he walks in and he says,
496.
Skypod B94396.
Skypod B94936.
And there's a and the curtains flicker and
Wait, hold on. What was that?
I don't think that was
Skypod
correct.
Skypod B9496.
No.
No.
No, it's Skyport
Skyport
B94396.
Oh no.
So wait,
Did I get it right or wrong?
You said it right. You stepped up. You said it, I think. And
I think you're gone already. You're
yeah,
out of
you're
it.
already gone. It's just the other four of you.
Alright, I'm gonna step up and I'm a Skypod B94396.
Yeah, you.
Yeah,
Curtains
Same.
flicker. Curtains flicker.
it's also what I wrote down.
Michelangelo.
Oh, yep, I did it.
You're doing it now.
Skypod B94396.
Okay. And Bjorn, you're just left. You haven't actually
I wanna
exited
try
the
a
cubicle
different
yet.
One.
Okay.
Skypod B94395.
Okay.
Oh,
The curtains
Does that
flicker,
mean I'm going
and you're
somewhere
gone.
else? Oh shit.
What?
So you all appear, just one by one, just like next to each other, on the rug in front of a fireplace of like a very nice, like, you know that style of office where it's like wood paneling up to like halfway up the wall and then it's wallpaper above that. It's glass above that, and you're in this sort of cable car shaped pod that's like big enough to be like an office, and there's a desk and it's like nicely made out. There's like portraits on the wall. Make a history check. Anyone who's proficient in history.
I'll do it.
That place sounds good. I think I fucked up.
I got a 5 plus 4. It's 9.
Okay. Anyone else make a history check?
Somebody else did save me.
I'm not proficient.
Okay. So yeah, nothing to see. And you know, there's just like a little bit of like almost like a salad bar. You know, there's just like a little bit of fruit and some like, you know, nice little like, you know, carrot sticks and stuff, little slices of cheese off on a sideboard at the side, and a drinks table at the other side. And there's a desk and there's like quite a few like chairs just sort of casually arranged, but still all pointing towards the desk. And Etrian rolls around the side of the desk and just like slouches down into the chair and goes, "All right, welcome to my office. What do you think? It's pretty nice, right?"
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty cool.
makes
Are we
sense.
missing someone?
I think we are missing someone.
Where's your little friend? Where'd he go?
I mean,
I don't know. He was the last
Who was
one.
last?
Oh.
So we have.
Well,
no
I
idea.
hope he didn't say the wrong place. That'd be funny, wouldn't he, if he was in the wrong Skypod?
I think that probably what happened.
Are
Well,
we in the air right now?
do you want to look out the window?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Make a wisdom
let's do
saving
that.
throw.
Oh god.
Wait, do I have to do it as well? Because I looked out the window. I want to
Oh,
look out the window.
at 10.
You are flat on the ground as soon as you look out the window.
Oh my god!
Like you're
Oh
just
my
like
God.
on the ground flat, just like spread out, trying to hold on. Like
I want to look out the
What
window as well.
fuck?
wisdom
Do I have to
saving
make-
throw.
All right. 8
8.
plus. Wait, hold on. Oh, on say I got +7 on wisdom saving throws. That's mad.
So that's a 15.
15. Yeah.
Yeah, you look down, it's like that's a long fucking way. Cool.
Holy. +7. That's so
Wait.
good.
That's
I want to go.
it's 1,180 feet to the ground.
Damn.
Can I look out as well? I want to go.
Yeah. Make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh shit.
That's 360 meters.
8
Yeah.
plus 2, 10.
10? Yeah, you're flat on the ground as well. Just like panic reaction of just like grab, like you're just like flying squirrel on the ground, like holding on. Oh, for fuck's sake! You lot have never been in a Skypod before, have you?
No! I'm fine on the land, I'm fine on the sea, I'm fine in the sea, but I'm not. Why are we so high up?
Well, it's a great view, isn't it? Look, you can see Arelsera.
It's terrible!
Wait, you can?
Oh yeah, you're you're like
No, no,
1,200
look
feet up in the air. You can see like across the lake easily.
Can I see? Can I?
Like, put it
check
this
to
way,
see
I could
if-
see 250 miles from my house in Scotland, and that's just like, you know, on the coast.
Can we see the lake? Can we see the
iceberg.
thingy?
Yeah, can I check to see if I can see the iceberg?
You can't see an iceberg now, that's too small.
Alright.
Like, the lake is fucking huge. Like, it's 300 miles across.
Okay, cool.
It's more of an inland sea, for sure. It's like Lake
What does
Michigan.
what does Arasera look like from here? Like,
It's just like a dot. You just know that it's there because you've seen it on maps. You're just like, oh, there's clearly a town there. You look down, and if you can bring yourself to look out the window again. But those of you who can look down without fucking panicking can see the city just like it's about the same size as a copper piece below you.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
where's Bjorn?
We are really fucking high.
Well, I hope he
Um,
didn't appear outside. Ha ha ha! Just my little joke. That can't happen usually. So let's start talking about what it is that I need you to do. So, my name.
Can I ask a question about the Skypod?
Oh yeah, of course.
What happens if you try and go to one you're not welcome in? One of those cubicles.
Depends whose it is.
Say you didn't want someone coming in here. Like, how'd you deal with that?
I mean, it depends who it is. I don't know. Like, if it was a beautiful woman, I might try to talk to her. If it was a guy with a knife, I might like teleport him outside the window. I don't know. I can't actually teleport him outside the window though, so you know, I'd probably do, you know, shoot a fireball at him or something. Maybe not a fireball. Fireball would like be the size of this.
Where?
I don't really know what I'd do in that situation. Why are we talking about a hypothetical like that exactly?
Because
Where's
Bjorn
the-
is still
We're
not
missing.
here.
Where's the next Skypod to this one?
What do you mean the next one?
Like, we're quite high up, and it's assigned a number. Are there
Yeah,
any
but they're
others?
not. They move around, mate.
So it could be anywhere.
Yeah, if you guys look out the window, you can actually see that this is orbiting around like a spire that is sticking up out of the city. And you can see other spires and other skypods. It's actually quite crowded up here. Like, you look down initially, but now you look out, you're like, oh, there's like, it's like almost like city density of like buildings, except the buildings are skypods. And they're all different sizes and roughly the same shape though.
All right, let's just continue talking.
And
You
in
can
one of
fill
them,
us
you
in
can see
now.
beyond.
Oh wait, we can actually see him.
Hey.
No, you can't. I'm kidding. He's nowhere near you. They're not numbered in order.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get at. I was like, does the next one maybe? But he could just be across.
What's Bjorn doing? Like, right now?
Well, I mean, we'll cut back to Beyond when it becomes relevant to cut back to Beyond. Sorry, Jimmy,
Alright.
you kind of took yourself out of the game a little bit there.
That's fine. It sounded fun.
I mean, it is gonna be fun, but I trust me on this. It is going to be fun. It's just also not happening right this second.
My bad, guys.
No, it's just we can build it into your character. You're just the kind of guy who just likes to experiment, and do weird shit, so you end up in weird places.
Well, he is also the kind of guy who conjures a meat pile of bacon every time we fight, even though it never works.
Exactly. You know.
It's not that far out of character. Okay, let's get to it. What you got? Why are we here? I don't really understand, but let's go.
1 second, I'm just getting my notes up for it. Like I said, everything's all over in different places right now, so
You're not very organized, are you?
I'm really not very organized today. I'm sorry. It's almost like I was in another country while I was planning this game.
Wow. Right. That's the
And-
worst excuse I've ever heard.
Where is... What? I don't understand. I've got a folder of notes for this exact section, and it's like... There are no notes in the folder.
Oh no. Have you saved it to another folder?
I
by
mean-
mistake?
Clearly...
Do you know the name of the...
Oh, maybe I moved it. Maybe I moved it, because... Yeah, I moved it into your guys' thing. So, alright, here we go. So, well, essentially, so we have a little situation. Well, I do at least, where I'm a little persona non grata, where some of the more politically powerful types, should we say, because of some errors in an order, totally innocent, totally not my fault, unfortunately got all the blame, you know how it is, politically embarrassing situation, somebody might have died, nothing really happened though that was too important, and what we're going to do is we're just going to go and change a couple of bills of lading, alright, and it's just going to be nice and easy, it's just a little Skypod trip, it's not even that far from here. What we're going to do is we're just going to orbit around, I'm going to push you all out. You're going to fall onto the other one, you're going to break in through the roof, you're going to break into the guy's desk, you're going to change the document, and everything's going to be great.
How do we get back?
Well, then I'll move my pod underneath that one, and you jump out.
Okay, we're gonna break through the roof of this guy's pod, change a document, and then break
I'm not
through
going out
your
there.
roof?
Yep.
I'm not going out there. I'm not jumping
Can
on a
you
skateboard.
explain breaking through the roof to me? Does the roof like regenerate or something?
Well, it depends
Are
on
we just gonna leave a hole in the roof?
It depends on whose Skypod it is. I wouldn't turn it upside down after you make a hole in the roof, though.
Okay.
Out of us, who is the most athletic and acrobatic?
I make myself very small.
I mean, I would imagine you, Nephilim.
You,
by like
I mean,
a long
I
way,
have my-
actually. You and
I have plus
Rovan,
five-
you and your Rovan, but not anybody else.
Yeah, like I've got
I have
good
four
athletics.
minus one
athletics,
athletics. Oh, I have +5 acrobatics actually.
Yeah, I've got +6 athletics, but -1 acrobatics. So
I just got a +2 acrobatics. I got a +7 athletics, but
You're
so
actually
you are
decent.
actually the best for this.
Wow.
no. Oh, no.
Your stats are both positive,
No.
but you're scared of
And it-
heights. So
I mean,
And it just so happened-
jumping between trees is more my thing.
yeah, you could jump between
Floating
giant
buildings.
floating buildings. You could do that. Come on.
And what happens if I
400 meters in the air.
What happens if you miss? Then
You
don't miss,
fall for a
forehead.
really long time and then you mush.
And it just so happened that we didn't have to do any of this because Bjorn actually teleported to the place that we're trying to go to. What a winky dude.
What a coincidence! That would be so brilliant.
I don't think that's what
That would be
happened.
so.
So, I think at this
That'd be
point,
big brain.
while you guys are considering as players what it is that you're going to do as characters, Bjorn,
Hey.
you are in a dusty Skypod. It is exactly like the one that I just described, not that you know that, except it's covered in dust. And
Unused one.
yeah, it just looks like it's been a while since anybody like had a clean or anything, you know.
Okay.
So yeah, you're just in there.
Can I make like a perception check?
Yeah, sure. Do you want to look out the window?
Yes.
Okay, make a wisdom saving throw.
Alright. Oh god. Wait, what's my wisdom?
Somebody's mic is constantly triggering, by the way.
8 plus 2, so 10.
10. All
On the
right.
ground.
Yeah, you're everyone who failed that saving throw, by the way, is considered frightened until until I decide that you're not scared of the ground anymore. Oh,
I'm
specifically the ground
frightened
being
and
so far
alone.
away. Yeah, you're also alone. Like none of your friends are there. It's quite obvious nobody's been in here for a while. You can try and look out the window if you like. But you know, make a perception check at disadvantage to see what you see surroundings wise,
A disadvantage.
because you're frightened.
Okay. So it'll be the 8 plus 2, so 10.
10. There's other skypods. You can see the city below you, not that you're looking down. You did see it when you looked down briefly. It was a very long way away. You didn't like that. You're not looking down again. There are other skypods nearby. You can see other spires as well. You can see no sign of your friends.
Fuck.
And you have no idea how to get out of this skypod.
I think I messed up, guys.
What do you do?
I don't know. I guess try and see where it looks like this skypod is going.
It's just orbiting at the moment. You know, it's
So
just
how
going
does-
around the same pillar.
You should conjure meat.
Yeah.
You'll always feel better when there's a pile of meat.
Yeah, I mean,
A
it
little
can't,
bacon goes a long way.
It'll help with the anxiety, I guess. Yeah, that's
Yeah, something
something with a pile
familiar.
of meat.
Okay, so there's a
Yeah.
pile of meat now. Minor illusion, some meat.
Oh, that's better.
Alright, you know what? I'll let you make another wisdom saving throw.
Nice.
Come on. Don't be frightened. 12, right?
Wait, wisdom. Yeah, 12.
You've got no plus on wisdom? Alright. Yeah, no, it's not good enough. Like, the meat helps a little bit, but you're not... You've never been this high before without there being, mountain
Yeah.
below you.
And
you probably haven't been this high before.
I can't ask
You're freaking out,
how
man.
we leave this skypod.
No, because there's nobody here who knows how to do it. You could try and investigate around and see if you can find anything. You want to make an investigation
Yeah.
check?
I will do that.
Okay, at disadvantage, because you're frightened.
Man, that sucks.
Like, imagine if you'd never been in a building that was higher than 2 stories and then you were in the Shard.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I rolled.
And
an
suddenly as well, there wasn't like a transition of you like going up in a lift, like you were just there. What'd you roll?
an 8.
Oh, okay. For investigation at disadvantage? Yeah, you have no idea how to leave this pod.
Oh wait. Yeah, I did perception. It's actually 12.
Oh, okay. 12. Alright. You open a desk drawer and there's some gems set into the base of the drawer. They're different colours. There's a diamond one, there's an emerald, there's a ruby, there's a sapphire, there's like a carno, like there's quite a few.
I'm gonna steal them.
They are mounted into the desk. Do you touch one?
Yes. I wanna
Which
touch
one
the
do you
ruby.
touch? You touch the green one?
No, the ruby.
The ruby. Okay. So so the pod just stops dead.
Ah.
And it's no longer orbiting around the spire.
Oh no.
Touch it again.
That sounds bad.
See if it controls it.
You touch the red one again,
Yeah.
the pod starts to drop rapidly. And your feet
Fuck.
start to leave the ground.
I'm bad at this,
The
guys.
green one!
Make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh my god.
Fucking.
Okay. 16.
16. All right, you're able to you react quick enough to grab onto the desk. You are close enough to be able to push another one.
Touch them all.
You touch them all at once.
Yep.
Nothing happens.
I'll touch the green one again real quick.
It stops falling and just sort of hovers.
Okay, that's better at least. So, I guess I have to touch them individually. What was the other one? There was a diamond.
Yeah, that's a diamond.
Let's poke that one.
Okay. The light shoots out from the front of the pod.
It's like driving a car, except for you have no idea what anything does.
Wait, there's a sapphire left, is there?
Yeah, there's a sapphire.
Let's poke that.
Okay, it starts to fill up with water.
Fuck's sake.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh my god.
I like this pod.
Jesus.
Can you imagine though? It's for the aquatic species.
Oh, brilliant.
It's basically a floating aquarium.
Yeah, that's a mod you can get. A mod for your pod. Pod mods. It's a well-known thing. You press the blue one, and it lights up, and then starts to flash.
Okay, I mean that sounds like a kind of a signal beacon, right?
Sure. What do you do?
I'm in trouble.
It's been like nearly 10 minutes now, as you took you a while to find the stuff in the desk and.
Okay. Was there anything else in the desk? Any other colored gems?
No, there's just that one drawer that had these gems set in the bottom. There are a few others but I think you've probably got to the point where you want to stop pushing buttons.
Okay. All right. Well, I think I'll leave it there and just hope someone notices the lights.
Okay, so you've turned the lights on the front of the pod, even though it's daytime. It's not daytime actually. It is pretty evening by now. It's probably like 7:30 in the evening. Okay, cool. So back in the other pod, you guys are talking, and Etrian's, sort of really talking his way around the subject, and trying to convince you guys to do the thing. It's like, it's easy. It's not even that windy today. There's no chance of you getting blown off. It's just a very short drop. No different from like jumping off a wall. I'm sure we've all done that before. Jumped out of an apple tree maybe, or any other kind of tree. Well, dived a distance similar to jumping out of a tree in your case maybe. Looking at Lance. Nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about.
If I get to the ground when I dive, I'm not dead.
Well, that really depends if you can breathe underwater, isn't it? I think that's just very breathist.
Do you know who this guy sounds like to me?
Like a dick?
No, wait.
Oh
It's
no.
this guy. He's got the same voice as this thing.
Amazing! Now
Yeah.
I've got that stuck in my head. Oh no.
Cork. Yeah, it's a little
Cork.
trick for you.
Oh god.
Am I the only person who's not feared? Like, I was like scared. What about Rovan? Did Rovan have to make a throw?
Rovan didn't look out the window yet.
Okay. And also, Alex, your mic might be muted.
No,
No.
you're not talking.
I like the unhappy face.
How about now?
Much better.
No.
And no
Nice.
background noise as well. That's actually really good.
Okay. No, I haven't looked out the window yet.
Okay.
Wow. That's the first time you sounded so clear.
Yeah, really good actually. Don't ever change whatever you just did. Don't look at it to try and figure out what it was. Just don't touch it. All right. So, yeah, all that's going on, and then Etrian just kind of looks past you all out the window, and he looks kind of surprised.
Is this illegal? Like,
What?
could we get arrested for jumping out of a skypod into another skypod?
Are you
I'm
asking
pretty sure
him?
that breaking into a skypod is probably illegal.
Yeah,
So-
It
yeah,
belongs
breaking
to
and
someone,
entering
right?
into anybody's other property is usually illegal. Yeah, that is how that works. Sorry, was I not clear before that this isn't an illegal enterprise? No, sorry, we're in the pod now. Yeah, this is an illegal enterprise. I know I said it wasn't before, but that was just in case anybody was paying attention, you know?
Okay.
Anyway, I think we should probably, be...
What's that?
He's
what
just
were
looking past you
looking at?
again.
What is that?
What?
I want to look too. Look the way he's looking at.
Okay, yeah, sure. You see a pod, a little bit lower than the one you're in, and it's got the lights on. It's 2 spires over, and it's just like another pod that's just really lazily moving towards it. You know, like, you know how all the pods are just kind of like loosely spiraling around these these towers. Like, you've noticed that none of the pods ever go near each other, but also all of them are moving, and there's one that isn't.
Are they gonna crash?
I don't know. Some idiots stopped his pod while he's tethered. They're not going to be able to automatically avoid a stationary one. You know, it's because both of them can move that they don't hit each other normally. That poor idiot's going to have a bad time. And as he says that, lightning crackles across the sky and strikes the pod that you're all in, and it shakes. And then there's a scorching flame that does the same thing. And it lights up the interior of the sky pod. It's getting quite dark outside now. And the elf across from you, Edgy, and he jumps up in panic. He goes, "They're here! Already? I haven't even had time to tell you properly what it is. Right, protect me. I've got lots of gold. It will be great for you."
What?
Oh,
And the sky pod gets
No!
struck again by another bolt of lightning. It arcs all around the glass top office. The sky above is currently clear of clouds. You can see the night sky, and the moon is beginning to rise. Time has advanced somewhat. You kind of past the point of sunset now, and it's going to get a little bit darker, and this lightning is arced around. There's no sign exactly of where everything's coming from, but if somebody wants to try and make a perception check, they could see if see where it's coming from.
15.
15. All right. There is a cloud that is sort of parallel to the pod that is appears to be the source of the lightning.
All right. I'm trying to. No.
The
Willie,
pod takes
that's
another
so-
hit this time, shaking it. And there's and you see that Edrian has a drawer open on his desk, and a crystal that's set in the center has just started to flicker.
What's
But then
going
it
on?
flickers again, and then it goes dim. And
Yeah,
I need
let's
you all to make a dex save, except for Bjorn, who is not on this pod.
No. No. I got a 7, but I'm also still lying on the ground.
I
That's
got
true. I'll let you have advantage on that then, because you're on
Oh,
the ground.
okay. No, that's better. That's a 16.
Okay.
I got a 23.
Yep.
I
Michelangelo?
got a 5.
Rovan?
25.
25. All right. So the pod ceases moving and just begins to drop, and you all get thrown forwards and up. Lance, you're on the ground, so you're able to just like and like fingernails in the floorboards, like. Yeah, probably weighted to the floor by your trident somewhat as well, I would imagine.
Probably
And Michelangelo, you go flying across the pod and you slam into the glass of the pod on the far side, and you take you take 8 points of bludgeoning damage,
Jesus.
and a crack goes across the window. And
I'm really
from that
low.
impact, the pod because he impacts like the higher corner of the glass, it cracks, and his impact causes the pod to start to spin.
No.
And I need you all to make another dex save.
I'm on 8 hit points.
Were you not full to begin with?
I mean, we didn't rest since
We didn't
Fight
rest
Club.
since Fight Club.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I've got another 23.
Do I still have advantage? Or is that gone now?
Not on this one, no, because now it's
Yeah.
rotating. And
I got a 12.
okay.
I got a 12 as well.
14.
14. All right. So everyone except Nephilim this time, who's able to just like crack grab the wall as the pod starts to tumble, you all go flying, and so does Etrian, and everybody takes 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
I'm on 1 HP! I'm on 1 HP!
And because the pod was tipping forwards, you will land on the roof, and it shatters.
Oh,
So now we're
And you're
falling.
all in free fall. 1,000
I-
feet above the ground.
I want to heal myself. Actually, wait. Oh, actually, I got a mad play. How far can I blink? Can I blink to?
You can blink
to-
10 feet.
No.
That's how far
Oh.
blink goes. It's 10 feet at the end of the round.
Is there anything 10 feet away that I can blink to?
Could you wait until you're about to hit the ground and then just blink?
And
up?
yeah, I was gonna say then blink up just to like not take the full damage.
So, we'll come back to you all in a second.
Great.
Bjorn,
Oh, this is a nice pod compared to that.
you're in a pod and it's stopped, and you're seeing another pod sort of slowly move towards it, and you're like, is that gonna hit me? And then the sky lights up around you, you turn around, and you see a pod that is being struck by lightning repeatedly, and then it starts to fall out of the sky, and then the roof just smashes, and people tumble out, and you're like, wow, that looks just like Michelangelo. And that's Lance.
I'm just falling perfectly like this.
And you see all of your friends falling through the sky.
I'm just doing a flex pose. As I'm...
Okay, well.
You gonna do anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna touch the green gem again and plummet with them, but I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna press it again before I actually hit the ground.
It was
Maybe-
the green one. If you press it again, you start moving forwards.
Oh shit! All right, the red one.
You press the red one, you stop moving again forwards. You're just hovering.
Wait, what one was it?
It's red
The
twice.
diamond?
Red twice. Wasn't it?
You went there.
No,
Oh,
no, it was
yeah,
it was the
Mega.
diamond. I only pressed them once each, and it wasn't the blue one.
All right,
It's-
man. Whatever you say. That's not what happened. But if you believe it is, then it's going to be much
What?
harder for you to do this.
Is that not what happened?
That's not what happened. No.
I swear I touched them individually.
I can scrub back on the rod on the VOD and show you if you like.
I think you touched the
You
red
pressed
one,
the
it
red
stopped
one
moving,
twice.
and you
You tried pressing it again.
just get it moving again, but it didn't. It fell instead.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Jamie would remember
It's
that.
just
It
like-
was just a minute ago. I was just fucking with you.
You-
But if
just
you
like,
want to start falling
as
with
I-
them, you can press the red one again.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
cool.
You press the red one again, and you start falling. You're falling just above them.
Let me have a look. Let me have a think a minute. What can I do?
Okay, well, while you
Yeah.
think,
Catch us.
the rest of you are falling, and Edrian goes, "Oh fuck, my wand!" And you see his wand is a little ways away from him, and he's like trying to swim through the air towards it, and he's having real trouble.
Is it 10 feet away?
It's about 20 feet away from him.
He's close to me. He's like, is anyone like close enough that I can actually grab them?
You can't take somebody with you when you blink.
No, I mean,
Oh.
is someone actually close enough to
You
me?
could you
I
could
can
you could
push
use
it
your
with them.
you could
to
use
get
your
close
action
enough
in this
for-
situation to grab onto somebody and try and like push them if you wanted. Yeah, you could do that.
All right. I want to try and like throw Nephilim at the wand.
Okay.
'Cause
So,
he could probably
Nephilim's still inside the pod.
Wait, oh, it's only us three. Rovan then.
Oh no. he's not
Nephilim
gonna
is
be
falling,
inside
but just
the
like
one.
Actually, you know what? This is Lance. Lance would clutch this, right? Fighting for a life moment of has high acrobatic.
you're lobbing Lance.
I'm lobbing Lance.
Okay, make a strength check
Great.
with
Alright.
disadvantage because you're falling through the sky.
Oh, rip. Okay. Do I add anything to this?
You're at your
Just
strength.
All right. That's sad. That's what it is. That's 11.
11. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you get her a little bit of the way there. I mean, you helped. Wasn't your best work, but shitty situation to be trying to do anything in.
Oh man.
Lance, you wanna take this opportunity to do something?
Yeah, I wanna.
You're like 25 feet away from this wand.
But it's above me, right?
No, it's falling about the same level as you.
Hmm.
Everything falls at the same speed, guys. That's how that works. It's only drag that changes things, and you guys aren't significantly draggy to make a difference. Especially not you, Lance.
Yeah, no. I'm just thinking, do I have anything on me to do some... I don't think I have anything. I don't have a cloak to, like, do any... Get some...
You want to just try and
lift or
angle
something.
towards it? Make an acrobatics check.
Yeah. Well, acrobatics check.
Mhm.
Acrobatics? Not athletics? No,
Acrobatics. You're falling through the air. That feels way more acrobatics to me than athletics.
Yeah. It's
12.
a 12.
Okay, you get about halfway towards the wand. And you're starting to, like, you're falling.
Fuck.
This is your worst fear. You're frightened.
Yeah.
But, actually, yeah, you're frightened. That was disadvantage on the acrobatics.
I mean, it's
The
disadvantage on
second
everything
one was
right
a
now.
natural 20, so still 12.
Oh.
Okay, but that's still good. That's still good. It wasn't worse. And that's important.
Yeah.
So you get halfway
oh my
there,
God.
and as you're falling, you're like, oh, this is kind of like swimming. Like, I can,
Oh.
you know, you like angle your body in the same way as when you swim, and it doesn't work quite as well, but
Okay.
it's similar.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I can
You're like,
do this.
air's kind of
I
like
guess-
thin water. This is weird.
Yeah. And I need to get this one so I can stop falling.
Yeah, right?
So
Probably, hopefully.
Maybe.
Yeah. Jesus.
Rovan, what are you doing as you fall?
Falling. I'm looking around. Like, what's below us? Can we see below us? Or
Well, right now there's a lightning bolt that streaks past you, just missing Etrian. Followed by another flame, line of flame going past in a slightly different direction.
This is insane.
Can I see if that's actually being cast from someone?
Make a perception check.
Oh my god.
Oh, and also a wisdom saving throw, please.
Terror.
Make a wisdom saving throw first. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, 11 on the wisdom save.
Yeah, so you are frightened, which is
So
seems reasonable.
disadvantage.
Yeah. Disadvantage on the perception check.
Second one I got was a natural 20.
Nice.
The first one was
Was at 11, was it?
8.
8. Okay. So 15 because of your perception, your passive.
Hmm.
So yeah, you do see that there is a cloud where both of these elemental attacks are coming from, and it appears to be just like following you. Just a normal cloud.
Okay.
Do we know how far away the cloud is?
Right now, I would like Lofty to roll a 1d4. And I'm just counting you guys in the order you are on Discord for me. So Lofty, you are 1, Rovan, you are 2, Shelly, you are 3, and Rams, you are 4.
3.
3. Lance, there is a piece of debris that's about to hit you. I need you to make a dex save.
Disadvantage probably because I'm
Yep.
frightened.
hmm
Can't get much worse than a 2, so 4.
You get hit by a piece of debris, and you take
Ow!
3 points of bludgeoning damage. Not
Oh,
that
God.
bad. I rolled badly. Or well, depending on your point of view. So, you guys are falling. Nephilim, you are still just clinging on the inside of this pod, and shit is just flying around you, and it's like, you know, it's like a space shuttle crash right now, is essentially how it feels for you. What are you doing?
Could I try and find a way to get this to stop falling, like maybe to stabilize? Like, is there a control for the pod? Can I?
Okay, make an investigation check. With disadvantage, because situation. In fact, no, do you know what? I will reward you for having passed your wisdom saving throw, but you can just make this a straight roll.
And this is investigation?
Yeah.
3.
Okay, yeah, this is a hard situation to be investigating things, and it's just like, you know, the desk is kind of floating around, you like how to get to the desk, and...
Okay.
So, Bjorn, what are you doing right now?
Well, I was gonna try and catch up with them? Because I'm still falling, aren't I?
Yeah, you're just
As
falling.
well.
So you're kind of keeping
Um,
pace with them because terminal velocity.
How far away, like, have we kind of both recognized?
They're like 150 feet away. Your friends are very recognizable. They haven't noticed your pod yet, as far as you can tell. But you can see them all falling. Like they're very noticeable. One of them's blue, the other one's grey, and you know they're kind of lit up by they're like kind of underlit by the light of the city.
Yeah. It's hard to decide what is the right thing to do here. Because I want to try and get their attention, and it'd be good if I could kind of scoop up next to them and get them, but I don't know how to control this pod.
Dude, fire meat illusion. That's.
Well, what would Bjorn try to do? What's he gonna do?
I guess I could do an illusion of like an audio illusion and shout at them.
Yeah, you totally could.
I don't know, would that reach though?
Minor illusion?
It's only 30 feet. I don't think it could reach.
Well, if you're shouting, its volume can range from a whisper to a scream. I'm pretty sure that if you cast it 30 feet towards them, a scream is going to carry 90 feet.
Then I'm gonna do that. I'm just
Okay.
gonna scream.
Just
Hey
scream.
guys!
You guys suddenly hear Bjorn's voice go, "Hey guys!" for like a really like abominably loud volume in a very specific direction. And she goes, "Oh, what the fuck?
No! God.
Well, now you're halfling, friend."
Just like.
Help!
And he's still just like
Save
frantically
us!
flailing, trying to get towards Lance, where she's heading towards his wand.
I can see. I see. I don't know. This is a really shit situation. Whose turn is it?
Yours.
Or what's
What are you
happening
doing?
next?
What are you doing?
What am I?
Yeah. You've just heard Bjorn's voice. You looked in that direction. You can see a pod that's falling at the same speed as you. You could probably put 2 and 2 together.
Hmm.
Hey guys, I'm also falling. Yeah. We're still gonna TPK. No one's gonna live.
Hmm.
Fuck.
I actually have no idea. Like, I'm gonna. Do you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna heal myself. That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay, you heal yourself.
I mean, like, what am I gonna do? What else do I
Okay, you
do?
heal yourself. Yeah, heal yourself.
I'm gonna 3rd level fucking
Cure wounds.
Q wounds myself.
3d8 plus Wismod that shit, my man. Go,
Alright.
go, go.
Oh, that's sad. 5. Oh my god, another 5. That's so sad. Give me more. I rolled 2 2s. And a 6. Alright, cool. I'm now at 20 HP.
Nice. Then you include your Wisdom mod, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. Alright. So. That's now Lance. What are you doing?
Trying to get to the
Another
wand.
acrobatics check. I'll let you do it straight because you've kind of had a little bit of practice.
So that's again a 12.
A 12. It's just good enough. You just get your fingertips onto the wand. You're just holding it.
God.
Yeah, you're like
Um,
you're probably like creams like cry sighing right now. Like
Yeah, yeah.
I don't want anymore.
Yeah.
Okay.
Adrian!
All right, that's about all you can do right now.
Yeah.
Rovan, I would like you to roll a d4 for me.
Oh no.
One.
All right, Michelangelo, you got some debris coming at you. Roll a dex save, please.
At least he's healed.
With disadvantage.
This is why I heal.
This is what I hear.
Okay, the first one was a 20.
Okay.
No.
The second's 11.
Okay. Yeah. 11
Yeah,
plus
I don't have a modifier. Oh, actually, it's -1.
for your dex.
Oh no, on saving throws is 0. So yeah, nothing.
Like, good thing you got that cloak of protection. So, but you still take damage. You take 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Whew, clutch healer. I'm still alive.
Yeah, that would have been bad if of all people, if Michelangelo went unconscious in this situation, you are so fucked. All right. Nephilim. Oh, sorry, Rovan. What did you want to do anything? Or are you just kind of falling right now?
Shoot the cloud.
You could shoot the cloud. That is.
You want me to?
You can try.
On him shouting, "Shoot the cloud at me!" I'm gonna have a shot at the cloud.
Okay. It is more than 120. It is more than 120 feet away, so it's going to be disadvantage.
Okay.
It's gonna be the most gnarly shot ever. Free fall, like Matrix.
Wait, is that 120 feet? No, it's not.
150.
Yeah, no, it's not more than 120 feet anyway. So, I would say, yeah, it's you're falling. You failed the wisdom save, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so it's disadvantage because you're frightened.
$12.
12 to hit. I mean, you hit. It's a cloud. You hit the cloud.
Ooh.
It has no apparent effect, but hey, maybe you did something. You don't know.
Nice.
You should hit it. Just with.
Nephilim.
Yo.
You're currently like spider grabbing your way around this pod that is just kind of spinning and stuff's flying at you. I need you to make a dex save.
Dex save. But I was happy.
How do we get out of this situation?
11 plus 5, 16.
16. Okay. Yeah, it's just good enough. You're managing to avoid all the debris that's flying at you. You know in Avengers Assemble where Thor is in the Hulk's cage and falling? Imagine if that was full of shit. Because that's the situation you're in right now, Nephilim.
You guys should have come to my pod.
Did I hear Bjorn?
Yeah, you had Bjorn.
Can I do an investigation to see if I can spot him?
You can make a perception check for sure.
Whatever it is, yeah, perception.
With disadvantage because the pod's spinning.
Wait, was it perception, did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, perception. 18 plus 5, 23. I see. Bjorn.
How much was it? Sorry, total?
23.
23! Yeah, you see Bjorn. He's in a pod. He's waving.
What up?
He's like beckoning to you.
How far am I from pod?
120 feet.
Can I jump that?
You can try.
Could you like glide?
I mean, you can
If we
try.
could slow the descent of the fall, then he would catch up to us.
He's like beckoning towards me, but what? So he's like 120 feet, like horizontally?
Yeah, horizontally.
So
horizontally?
Yeah.
Oh my. I thought he was like above us.
Yeah, sorry, 3D space is kind of hard to, like, even if I had a map for this, like, it wouldn't really help us that much. Yeah, he's 120 feet away horizontally. He was 2 spires over from you guys.
Okay. So, like, yeah, if we could just slow the rate we're falling, we could eventually get to him.
And you got no one with arcane magic stuff got Featherfall, right?
Pardon?
There's a spell called, out of game, there's a spell called Featherfall, but if you have looked at your spells and you didn't see it, then you probably don't have it, so that doesn't help.
Right.
I don't know how we can get there.
Well, is there any way that I can control my pod?
I mean, you've got the controls right in front of you. You've been pushing them randomly. You want to try pushing more controls?
Yeah.
Okay,
The
what do
question
you
is,
approach?
can you move forward and fall at the same time? That's what I'm worried about. Like, if you start moving forward, you stop falling, and then we won't be level anymore.
I have to try something though, right?
I guess.
What do you do?
So what are my options again? I've got was it just 4
Okay,
different
I'll
gems?
tell you what, because there are like those were the major gems that I told you at the top. Like there's quite a few on there. Like think about how many controls your car has, and
Okay. Well,
you know.
is there
So
like
I'll let you
a-
make an intelligence check, and we'll see if Bjorn can figure it out.
All right. Oh, this is good, guys.
But correct me if I'm wrong. You're frightened, right?
21.
And you're frightened. You failed
Yeah,
your
I
wisdom
think
save,
so.
so that's disadvantage.
Fuck. Don't do me bad. Oh, I did me bad. 12.
12. There's a choice of 2. There's a brownish one, and there's a greenish one. And sorry, a brownish one and a reddish one. They're kind of like the same color, but if you moved like the slider up and down on Photoshop,
Okay.
you're pretty sure
But
one of
how
those
are
two
they-
is going to give you forwards, and the other one's going to give you backwards.
Well, how are they positioned? Is there one at the top and one below?
They're left and right of each other.
God. There's only one thing for it. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Okay. You want to take the one on the left or the one on the right?
One on the left.
You push the one on the left, and the pod starts moving forwards as it falls.
I'm coming, guys.
Save us.
Nicey.
So how fast am I moving towards the guys?
Like 15 feet around.
Okay. So how many of them notice apart from just Nephilim?
Right now, nobody. Right now, it is Michelangelo's turn.
My
'Cause I
turn
did
again.
shout, didn't I?
You did shout. That was the last thing you did. You shouted. You got their attention. You started moving towards them. Hopefully, they're going to be able to figure this out.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. It's Edrian's turn. He catches up to Lance.
Yeah.
Give me the fucking wand!
I hold on to him.
Mm-hmm.
Like I try to more or less grapple him and give him the wand, but I'm holding on to him. I'm not letting go.
Okay, so you're holding on to him and you're not letting go.
Yeah.
And he grabs the wand and he
Don't
casts
fuck us.
Featherfall on everybody they can see.
Let's go. I'm falling slowly.
So,
Much slower.
your guys' falling motion is arrested, like very, very quickly.
I go from being like this to being like this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it slows to 60 feet per round until the spell ends. So you guys are suddenly like the parachutes came out, and you just watch the pod just fly past you, falling down.
Fuck.
Bjorn!
Nephilim!
Oh wait, Nephilim.
Yeah,
And
he couldn't see
Bjorn.
Nephilim when he cast Featherfall.
Oh
Oh
rip.
shit.
So, you, Nephilim, you see the pod coming towards you now, after he was beckoning,
Mm-hmm.
and you probably caught a glimpse of like a blue streak just going whoof, past the window.
You need to get out.
Oh, of the other guys. Yeah. Okay. Fuck.
Gotta jump out.
And how
Lightning
far am I
strike.
from the?
Comes fast.
How far am I from Dawn now?
Like 105 feet.
He's only gotten slightly closer.
Okay, so I want to make.
There's only so much time left before you hit the ground, guys. Just gonna throw that out there.
Investigation to see if there's like a rope or something in the room or something that will get me closer to him.
I will tell you right now that there is nothing of use to you in this room. As your
Okay.
DM, there is nothing that Nephilim can do from this room.
Get
Okay.
out. God.
he's falling as well, right? So if I jump out, I should be the same level, but falling. like,
Correct.
able to move.
That's how
Okay,
physics work.
I am going to drag myself towards the opening and sling myself towards Bjorn.
Ooh. Okay, make an acrobatics check.
Oh,
With
yeah.
disadvantage. Because oh no, you weren't frightened.
Oh.
Were you frightened? No, you weren't frightened.
No.
Yeah. Okay, so just an acrobatics check.
12 plus 5, 17.
17. You launch yourself out, and you get a decent amount of power on that, and you're really like slicing through the air towards the pod that Bjorn's in.
Cool. And then I'll use my dash to go even faster.
Nice try.
Ah.
So, in the interest of speeding this along, because I think we're past all the core bits, the cloud has fallen back as you've gotten closer to the ground. There's no lightning and fire coming from it anymore. It seems to have retreated, either assuming success or fear of being caught. You don't know why. There is a great moment where Nephilim just bug on the windshields of the pod that Bjorn's in. And there's a lot of fun fumbling around as Bjorn tries to figure out how to, stop the pod, and trying to remember what he pressed before, but he just about manages to get it to hover about 100 feet off the ground, and the rest of you kind of feather fall down on top of the pod. And
Nice.
Etrian lands and goes, "Fuck! You!" and looks at Lance. "Open the fucking roof!"
What the fuck was that? I tried to open the roof.
Okay, roll an attack with your trident.
An attack with my disadvantage still?
Yeah.
Or am I?
You're still frightened.
Okay, 16.
16. Yeah, your trident just goes straight through the glass and it shatters and you all fall into the pod.
Nice.
Alright.
Fucking hell. Quick, quick. And he pulls you all onto the rug in front of the fireplace, and he pushes in a little symbol on the front of the fireplace, and you all out of the pod.
Nice. Well done, guys. We didn't die.
And you all stagger off this little this little circle in just like a street square where there's a bunch of other circles. You all just like onto the solid ground, and Etrian just kind of muscles you all out of the sort of public landing zone for when people exit skypods, and it gets you off to the side. Think of them like transporter pads in Star Trek, but there's just like a whole bunch of them on the street, and like ushers you into a secluded alley and goes, fuck, you gotta hide me.
Who was
Excuse
that?
me?
I don't fucking know.
You almost
What do you
fucking
mean?
killed us!
What do you mean you don't know? You said you didn't expect them to be here already. So who are they?
Well, okay, so I knew that I can put two and two together, but I don't actually know who is doing this.
So
I just know
put two
that
and
Don't
two
somebody
together.
make me
is doing
fucking
it.
angry.
Look,
Who
I got
sent
a
them?
letter, all right, and he hands you this letter.
What does it say?
It says, "We're coming for you. We already have your sister. You know why." And it has this symbol on it as well. That you guys should all be able to see now. Hopefully.
What?
Oh, okay. Have I seen that before?
History check?
Make a history check.
Can we all make a history check?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, fuck it.
What did you roll?
4.
I love it when you ask me for a roll like that and then you get a 4. It just makes like all the way down deep into my DM's soul. It makes me happy.
I got a 9.
I got a 16.
14.
Lance?
6.
So the highest was 16?
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Sorry, guys.
All right, fair enough.
You see, it's fucking cryptic. I don't know. Honestly, I thought someone was just fucking with me. I don't even have a sister.
Wait, you don't?
No.
Are you sure?
I mean, I don't even have parents. How would I get a sister?
Excuse me.
Well, they died.
But that doesn't mean
Well, maybe they didn't.
Okay.
Maybe
Whatever.
you have a sister.
Look, you
Let-
just gotta get. Look, we gotta get off the streets. You gotta hide me.
How do
Why?
we fucking hide this guy?
Okay,
In this...
okay.
Let's just go back to the magician's hat. It's in
Can I
another
tell if
dimension.
he's
That's actually a really good
behind-
idea. Let's go there. Yeah, let's go to Square Square.
All right,
Yeah, okay.
let's do
Fuck, where are we?
Where
this
are we?
is.
that. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
You need to chill out.
I don't fucking know.
You don't chill out. I'm not gonna be able to chill out. Stop
Wait,
shaking.
no. There's the school. Look, there's the school, right?
All right.
So. Oh, this must be pad 3. We're at pad 3. All right, great. I know the way. And he leads you off to the magician's hat.
Fucking good. Like he's freaking out,
You all
but
pile
he's the
back
guy who
in
knows
there.
everything.
Pile back in there.
Put the hat on. Poof.
So. And you just coming in at the little cubicles into the sand. It's a little bit busier in here now. And Adrian goes straight up to the bar and goes, Majal, we're going to need a couple of rooms, alright? Yeah, now! You could just hear him, like, across the bar, but you can't hear, like, the other side because it's just, like, such a soft looking. Yeah, great, thanks. And he comes back to you and he goes, we got rooms 17 and 15, alright? Alright, let's all go into room 17. And he steps into a cubicle and says, room 17.
Room 17.
Room 17. I guess.
Bjorn,
Yeah.
please.
Room
please.
16.
Did you actually just do room 16?
Saved us last time.
Nothing happens this time.
Okay,
Oh.
17.
Poof, you're out.
That tickles me.
Christ.
So you all make it into this this room, and it's like a hotel suite, and it has a view of the Oasis, like you could see who's in the bar and stuff. But you know that when you were in the bar, you couldn't see whatever building this room is apparently in.
That's creepy.
Okay.
That's handy, is what it is.
Oh yeah, I agree.
And I turn around to Adrian, who's there, right? Who's still there?
Yeah, he's kind of like,
Just-
like, and you realize that he's like quite a bit older than you initially thought. Like, he is an elf, but like the way that he carried himself really gave you the impression of like, you know, like a mid-20s wheeler dealer human. And actually, like, now you're looking at him for a second, and you know his like hat's a bit skew-iff, and you can see there's some grey. He's actually pretty fucking old. Like, he's not looking healthy right now.
Can I run up, like, go up to him and grab him like this and be like, "You better stop talking now."
Sure, make an intimidation check.
Oh shit! I hate this. I'm intimidating.
You look wrong.
You're
That
actually
is
pretty good at
just-
intimidation, if I recall.
We'll see. Oh, natural 20. Oh mate.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
So
woo.
20. So 22 until yeah.
22. All right.
Nice.
Yeah. His eyes roll back in his head, and he just kind of goes limp in your arms.
You intimidated him to unconsciousness.
You just fucking yeah.
I mean, I was trying to tell you guys he was on the edge of a heart attack, and
Someone went and shook him.
Michelangelo, get in here.
Oh fuck! Right, yeah.
You gotta help him. I want to know what the fuck is happening and try to kill us. Really angry now.
Can we get a drink delivered to this room? I really fucking need one.
Okay, so you look around the room, and there's a little grill in the door. There's a door.
Okay. I'm gonna.
You hear them. Yeah.
Yeah. Can I?
Yeah, okay, so you're seeing to Etrian. Rovan, what are you
Yeah.
doing?
I'm going up to that grill
Okay.
in the door.
Mhm.
Any way to get a drink here? Just shout it through, see what happens.
Nothing happens.
Okay. Well, I'm sad.
That's
gonna
the end of
go.
that.
That's the end of it. I'll open the door. Why not? Have
Okay.
a walk around.
You open the door.
Go through the door.
You walk into the room you were just in.
Oh,
Amazing.
Wait,
We're
what?
literally in Hotel California, man.
Oh, I got really confused by what you said.
Yeah, no, you open the door and there's like a corridor on the other side. You step through the doorway and like you don't know if you blinked as you were walking through the door or what, but you're like coming into the room now.
interesting. So this is what a room is. It's kind of like a pocket in space inside of the dimension that we are now in.
The pocket dimension inside a pocket dimension?
Yeah, did you guys ever
Yeah.
play Motocross Madness?
No.
No.
Because
Yeah.
because the
When
edge
you
of the
cross
map
out.
of that, it would just ping you back inside.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
That's fair. So
I'm trying to assist Michelangelo with the
Okay, Michelangelo, could you make a medicine check for me?
almost dying dude.
Yeah, I could do that as well, actually.
that is a 17.
17. And you wanted to help, Bjorn?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, you make one as well. Sorry, Lance, but you can be like nurse in this situation.
Sure.
You can
That's
handle
okay.
things. Yeah, Bjorn can't help. Bjorn's like,
Oh,
yeah, he
what?
seems fine. He's just sleeping. Michelangelo, you're like, oh, he's about to die.
I got +5 for some medicine.
What did you get a total? You got 17, do you say?
Yeah, I got 17.
Yeah. So yeah, he's about to die, and you sort of you listen to his heart, and it's a very uneven rhythm, and you start doing chest compressions on him, and then you listen again, and it's a little bit more even, so you do some more chest compressions, and you listen again, and it's a little bit more even, and it seems to be settling down on its own. You're not sure the chest compressions actually helped, but maybe they did. Who knows? And you decide to you figure it, you kind of just need to let him like go through it, you know?
Mm.
And he's probably
Okay.
going to be out of it for at least a couple of hours.
Okay. So I'll like prop him up somewhere and just let everyone know that he needs to rest or he will die. And I won't be able to save him. So don't shake him, please.
Don't intimidate him to death.
When he gets up and he's, a bit more stable, you can shake him. But right now, if you shake him, he'll probably die.
All right.
I want a drink too. How do we get a drink
How
in
do
here?
we get in a...
Room bar. Take me
do,
out
you
of
say,
here.
yeah, do you say room bar to the grill at the door?
Sure.
I'm gonna be like, I've seen this ship before, and walk up and be like, 4 rums, please.
And the door opens, and an Arcano mechanical servant has stood there.
Fuck yeah!
And
Nice.
Nice.
brings a tray into the room, puts it down on the table.
I don't know why I didn't mean to say 4. I
Back
panicked. I meant 5.
Well, too late. There's 4 there.
Have 1 more rum, please.
He's just leaving the room.
Can I have
Aw,
ice?
Okay.
The door
well,
shuts.
Damn.
6 rums.
The door opens.
I'm just getting more
Puts it back down.
because why not?
So 2 for each now, right?
1 plate of
10
nachos.
rum.
The
Guys,
door
you
shuts.
know we have to pay for this, right?
Fuck that.
Nah.
We'll put Etrian's bill. 2 plates of cheesy fries.
That's
and
true.
1
It
plate
is
of
his room.
nachos. There you go.
And yep, the food
it's-
is delivered.
Food and drink is here.
Oh,
I want
God.
a stack
Guys?
of chocolate waffles. Done,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep, you get...
Not done. Roll them.
Alright, so you guys order enough food.
Can I have some sushi and a seaweed salad, please?
Yes, you get all of the food that you require. It doesn't
Do
appear
they
that there's
have
any
ketogenic?
challenge in getting everything that you are looking to eat. And it's about 9 o'clock in the evening now, although to look outside it would appear to be sunset.
So is this like the same day? This is still
Day
one?
one.
Okay.
And yes, Michelangelo would be yawning at this point. You're all feeling pretty fucking tired after that ordeal.
Yeah.
I want to tuck into.
And
my-
Michelangelo is just like fucking beaten to shit from like slamming into things repeatedly. Like you're really big. It's hard for them to miss you, to be honest. It's amazing
Yeah.
you didn't get hit by more things.
Pretty hurt right now.
Fucking hell.
Long rest? Long rest, anyone? We can.
Yeah, we
Oh.
gotta sleep. Sure. Can do I have anything on me to trace the weird marking with? I mean, probably, right?
I mean, if you don't, Bjorn will.
Give me something to trace that marking with. I wanna.
Oh,
I trace it
Bjorn,
somewhere.
do
Just
it.
the marking.
I don't know if I have anything.
You have magic.
Dude, this group
Yeah.
just pissing me off.
Yeah.
I think someone probably has some ink or something somewhere. So
Yeah, Bjorn does.
yeah.
Wait, do
So I
I?
get some.
Yeah, you do.
You're a wizard.
It might not be in your thing, but you're like you definitely have writing implements. Like you
Okay,
don't have to
well, yeah,
put
that's,
everything in your inventory. You know, you can have like basic shit that you would be expected to have for the class that you are.
Okay, alright, well
Where'd
then,
Rams
yeah,
go?
let's do that. Let's do that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he might have been summoned.
Oh, here he is.
So yeah,
He's
we're gonna
back.
trace
Fuck.
down the symbol.
Yeah.
All right.
And then I wanna try to get out of the room.
Okay. What do you
I'm
do?
not really sure how. Is there just the door?
Yep, just the door with the grill in it.
Cool. I want to step out. I want to go to the door and I want to say, "Want to go to the bar, please?" And then I want to step through.
Yep, you open the door and it's the bar, and you step out and you're like, oh, I'm in a cubicle.
Oh, perfect. Okay. I'm gonna go to the to Jamad.
To Majar Dal Majar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Je.
Hello, you came in rather a rush. What's got Etrian in such a fuss?
A heart attack, apparently. I don't know.
Oh my god, is he alright? It's one of my better
Yeah.
customers.
We got it sorted, I think.
He'll
Say-
be okay.
Is he here? So he's one of your better customers, right? So he's here often, I guess.
Yes, absolutely.
This seems like a bit of trouble, to be honest.
I mean, isn't everybody?
Yeah, but
Just depends on what kind of trouble you're into, really. If you're into the kind of trouble that I think you look equipped to deal with, then Etrian's the perfect person for you to be hanging around with.
it was a little bit too much trouble for me, actually, in this
What do
city,
you
so-
mean? What too much trouble? Tell me, I
Oh,
love the
like
gossip.
falling 400 meters from a skypod.
Falling 400 meters from a skypod, how are you still alive?
Yeah.
Just, yeah.
yeah,
How are you still
how-
alive? Yeah!
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of
Really?
my answer. It's like,
Oh
yeah.
my goodness, you really
Yeah, I
are
don't
going to be
know.
getting me this scale if it's there, aren't you? I'm very excited.
It's a weird lightning fire cloud that was shooting lightning and fire at the skypod and us.
Sounds like a skypod with an illusion on it.
Oh, that's smart. Yeah. I'm not
An
very good
illusion.
with
Magic.
with the arcane bits.
No, lightning and fire aren't for everybody, that's for sure.
Yeah.
No, you have to have a real skill with the arcane arts to have any kind of affinity for lightning or fire.
Mm. Mm.
Not just anybody can do it, you know. Maybe one day you'll figure it out.
Yeah. I'm not. Yeah, maybe. I'm not too sure about it.
Can I leave the apartment as well? Come down to the bar as well.
Sure.
Yeah, me too.
Okay,
I'm
everyone,
Oh, hey guys. Hey
everyone
guys.
leaves the room.
Oh, what? Can I not just rest?
I mean, sure,
Yeah,
you
sure.
can go to sleep. Yeah.
I'm gonna start my rest.
So, have you heard about anything like that before? Illusions on skypods that just
Oh,
suddenly
please.
attack other skypods?
Like, every time there's a parade, somebody puts an illusion on a skypod.
But attacking others, isn't that illegal to attack another
Well, it
skypod?
depends
And
on
like,
who was attacking who.
like someone attacking me, I didn't do anything.
But wasn't
Well,
it
did they know
actually
you were
already-
there?
Wasn't it already illegal for us to even be in the skypod?
Probably no. I don't know.
Not in the first.
I went there in
Actually,
good faith.
I am awake because I want to be a part of the conversation.
Okay, so you come downstairs.
Yeah, guys, that was fucked up. We gotta discuss this. Yeah.
Shamar,
Should have come in my skypod.
Yes.
Etrian said he pissed off some political influencers or people of higher up. I don't want to go into too much detail. He didn't really spare us many details.
Well, I mean, it
Could
is a
you give-
Thursday.
What?
Well, I mean, I'm just saying that this isn't exactly news or uncommon. Etrian makes his living from pissing off important political people, mate. Oh my goodness. I don't even know who he'd be if he stopped doing that.
What do you know of Etrian's sister?
He has a sister?
Apparently so.
Huh, never heard of her.
Do you know what this
No,
sign is?
actually,
I mean, I've known him for 400 years. I probably would have heard of a sister.
Well, now we know he's plus 400 years older.
is Etrian.
No, he's older
have you
than
ever
me.
Has Etrian never invited you to his office?
What do you mean his office?
His Skypod.
He doesn't have a Skypod.
That's what I thought. So, do you know where we can find out whose Skypod belongs to whom? You know, like we know the Skypod
I
that we
mean,
were in, but
you could check
Is
with
that
the
like-
registry at the school. I don't know.
okay.
It's not really so. I don't have a Skypod. I've got this place.
Yeah, I understand.
Place
This
is
is
pretty
way
good.
cooler because it's not
Right?
fucking 2,000 feet up in the
It's
air.
great. It's always sunset.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
got water. It's nice.
I'm
it's
gonna get
not
the
in
sun
the air.
working at some point, but I mean, I kind of like the always sunset. So you know, it's like I just haven't gotten around to it. You know, like when you don't have when you have a wall that you haven't quite finished painting.
Hmm.
Do you recognize this symbol at all?
Do you show him the symbol?
Yeah, the three squiggly
No,
lines.
can't say I do.
Can I make an insight check?
Sure.
So bad today. Oh my god. 10.
That's good enough. He looked very surprised for a split second, and then he said that.
Right.
He rolled a
Never
natural
seen
one,
it before,
by the
right?
way.
Huh?
He rolled a
You rolled
natural
a
one.
natural one? No, great.
Literally
Never
bad
seen it
rolls all around.
before,
No, never seen it before.
Can I
No?
do an intimidation? Wait, wait, is this a bad idea? Wait,
Probably.
Is this a bad
Do
idea,
you want to
guys?
piss off the important NPC? That's the question. What would Nephilim do?
Do we
Well,
not want to know what's
it-
happening?
Is Nephilim's goal to find out what's going on with Etrian, or do Nephilim's goals lie elsewhere? And what is Nephilim likely to sacrifice to do that? Those are the things you should be thinking about right now.
I would
Or
say
a small waffle.
it's not worth it. Considering everything that's happened so far.
Wait, but I didn't catch. Or can I take an insight check just to see if I noticed what
Sure, make an insight check.
Lance noticed? Yeah, because I don't want to jump the gun. But if I notice something more, I don't. 4 plus 2, 6. Yeah, no.
Yeah, no. Even with the natural one, he beats you on that.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. Can you help us understand like what's going on in terms of Imidori compared to
Oh,
Yes.
I never really spend any time in Imidori. I mean, you would have to ask Etrian for that kind of thing. He's easily
Yeah.
the best person to tell you.
So you don't know anything. That you...
I mean, I know stuff, but it's not exactly up to date. I don't really pay attention. I just sort of stay here in my bar. You know.
But you do know
I hear
stuff about the city, right?
I hear little
I mean, you
whispers
got a
of
lot of
things that
people
I'm
in here.
interested in, and I'm not interested in politics. If I was interested in politics, do you think I'd be in a bar in a desert?
I'm not perfectly sure that this is just a politics thing, and I'm not perfectly sure that Etrian was supposed to be the target at all if it's not his Skypod.
Etrian was the target of what exactly?
Of
The attack
whoever
thing.
was in the lightning fire disguised Skypod
Tough,
thing.
I mean, it all sounds
terrorist
marvelous, but I can't say that I really have anything to offer you.
Except,
I mean, I was
you
here the whole
know-
time, and I don't,
That's true. That's true. But I mean, you got probably a lot of important people coming in, and some like
No,
you're a
this is-
powerful arcane
No,
dude.
people who are powerful like to be able to see what they're powerful over.
And you're saying that area is not your domain, so
Why would the rich and powerful who are so very fond of skypods these days eat and drink anywhere other than a skypod? They really are trying to outdo each other, you know. It's really quite shameful. I mean, this place has looked the same for, nearly 200 years. I like it the way it is. But there's a lot of change happening outside of this bar. And so I tend to just sort of stay in here and let the change come to me as and when it chooses to do so. And that's how I
What
meet
sort of
wonderfully
change?
interesting people like you, and I expand my collection ever further. And of course I've got my wonderful waiters.
What sort of change?
Well, I don't know, there's this whole thing with that new kind of boat that went across the lock. That's pretty big. If boats can suddenly be powered without the weather or magic, I mean, can you imagine?
it's going to be technology involved.
Yes, technology. I expect the gnomes are behind it in the end.
Interesting. All right. Thanks for that.
Oh, you're more than
think-
welcome.
I think now I'm actually gonna go and rest. Also, everything we ordered to that room is on. What's his name?
Etrian.
Well, it's his
Etrian.
room. Did you order something there?
Yeah, we
No.
got some drinks and some food.
Huh?
No, we didn't.
I think he owes us too.
Yes.
I expect so. He somehow seems to have a knack of owing everybody as soon as he meets them.
Mm.
Say that again. Well, thanks, Jean. Okay,
Oh,
this
you're more
time
than welcome.
I'm peacing out.
Okay. So
I
you
go
go back
back
to
to
the
the room.
cubicle, and what do you say?
Room 17.
Okay.
I get in the cubicle and say room 15.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing?
I am getting shit-faced and then passing out. Like, I'm gonna stumble back to room 17.
Okay.
I wanna know.
Room
I'm
17!
gonna stay at the bar a bit, and
What's-
then right before I go back, I want to say to Jamar, you know, I'm really not fond of the lying, and I'd really like to find out who tried to kill me today. But
My dear,
guess
if
that's
you are not
something for
fond of
tomorrow.
lying, you are in the wrong city.
oh yeah, but I'm not in the city
It's a
right
city
now.
full
right?
of
I'm in your
wizards.
space right now.
I mean, this is a licensed demi-plane attached to the city of Imidori. It's very complicated. Essentially, we don't have to worry about, potential fiend intrusion in the same way that the average demi-plane does. But anyway, this is technically part of the city. And it is subject to the city's laws. I am a resident of Imidori, despite the fact I haven't stepped outside this bar in nearly 250 years. Well, except for 3 times.
I appreciate your help. I'm just saying.
You're just worried. Pretty much.
Yeah, I'm worried about who tried to kill me today, and I'm worried that you're not telling me about that marking, but it's cool.
Have
It's
you
cool.
ever tried walking around without the giant trident?
No. Why?
I just wonder if that has anything to do with the fact people trying to kill you all the time.
Well, I'm pretty sure they didn't see me in the AirPod thingy, try Sky pod thing with my trident because they didn't look at all.
You do know that those are made of glass, correct? You can see
Yeah, but they
inside them.
did.
And it was
why
dark,
would
yes.
they-
Then it was lit up, and you're big blue carrying a giant trident. And you
Which
think
makes
that
me
somebody...
a mark for just killing me?
No, it means that
I'm
people
gonna
can
go to
recognize you easily.
Okay, goodbye.
Okay.
I'm gonna
She
go.
just snaps. Just snaps and leaves. What about Bjorn?
Yeah, Bjorn,
Wait,
where do you
actually-
go? Which room do you go to? Lance?
Come to 17, boy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to room 17.
Bjorn
I-
goes
I'm-
to 17.
I think I've tried enough with my shenanigans.
And Lance?
I think also room 17, but we got 2 rooms, right?
Yes.
Yeah, 15 and 17.
15 and 17? Was
Yeah.
it?
Rovan and Etrian are in 15. But you don't know that
Oh.
because you were talking to Majada, and there we go. So you could just go and say,
Etrian?
Wait, isn't Etrian in 17?
pretty sure it's in 15.
Didn't we take him to? Because we all went to 17 first.
And then he passed
Did he
out
say
having a
17?
heart
I thought he said 15. Okay,
Yeah,
well then
I
he's in
think he said
17 as well then.
17.
So literally like 15 is just
So
Rovan right
it's
now.
gonna be pretty cramped. Yeah, Rovan, you're in this room that has like 3 beds in it, and just like, yeah, this is nice and comfy. You other guys are in a room that also has 3 beds. It's not so comfy because there's a lot of you.
I'm going to 15, guys. Peace.
Go sleep.
I'm going to wherever there's a free bed.
Yeah, you just like slam your massive frame down onto the bed and just sprawl out.
Yeah.
Wait, Michelangelo, you should stay with Etrian, just in case he is ill.
Oh, actually, that's fair. So, all right, I'm staying in 17.
Alright, Jamie, get the fuck out.
Aw.
Well, I wanna
You guys
cuddle
can
to-
talk.
yeah.
Or you can cuddle. It's either one. Or you can sleep on the floor. You can do what you want. I'm just saying that there are 3 beds in another location.
Yeah. So we long rest?
I guess
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
So does that mean max HP again?
Max HP and spells. I could also change my spells if I felt like it.
I barely take
Yes.
any damage.
And Bjorn, you should really at some point get round to adding the spells that you now have. Or
Yeah,
did you do it
that's-
all on Roll20?
No, I haven't yet.
Okay.
That's what I wanted
Because
to.
you're level 5. You do have 3rd level spells, but I notice you have none actually.
Yeah, I was meant to do that yesterday, and then I. played
Yeah,
Drop
you
Shot.
should have 4 more spells than you currently know.
Oof.
So
Well, that could have helped
That'd
earlier.
be useful. Yeah.
yeah, you could have had Featherfall all along.
Yeah. Hold on.
Which wouldn't have
Where
been that
is
helpful because you were out of range for it, which was why it was really
Yeah.
funny when you went in the other pod.
Wait, what level spell is that? Featherfall.
First. But
Oh, I
I don't
can't-
think clerics can
Yeah,
do it.
I can't cast it. Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are having a long rest. Hell of a day. As you're falling asleep, you're reflecting on your day. Bjorn, you decided to take a chance to see what would happen, and it actually worked out really well for you.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Rovan, you're not on an ocean. That's pretty good. You kind of like the desert, but you're missing trees. Nephilim,
Mm-hmm.
busy day, and you don't really feel any closer to your goal. But
Yeah.
you do feel a little bit more comfortable now that you have more time available.
Mm-hmm.
Michelangelo, you're just
You're
snoring.
chilling, dude.
You're just snoring.
Literally, you're just chilling, dude.
I'm just
Lance,
happy. I'm happy the statue is safe.
an interesting day for you. You were really high up in a completely unfamiliar element. As someone who has mastered 2, the unfamiliarity of a 3rd element is pretty surprising for you. There was a lot of emotions today, a lot of fear, a lot of even terror, a lot of anger, a lot of rage. There was even a fight. You were even on a boat, Basically, everything that's core to your personality happened in some way today. And as the waves crash over you, it envelops you. You instinctively tense your throat, feeling the gills open up on the interior. The water flows through them, reminding you of your childhood as it always does. The wave keeps coming, constantly building. You begin to panic as your feet slide backwards. Looking down, you see sand and the tracks you are starting to leave. Then the pressure increases. Now the water is impacting you from all sides, crashing over you. Foam is building you can no longer see. Except for a flash in the corner of your eye, and then another. You have no idea where the water is going after it hits you. Every molecule appears to be traveling straight at you. Lightning streaks across your vision. The foam is clearing a little now. And you, by this point, you feel totally weightless, as if suspended by this rush of water coming at you from every possible side. Lightning is sparking everywhere around you now, stinging your skin more with every strike. Do you do anything?
No.
You hear a voice, gentle like the trickle of a stream, completely discordant with the crashing sound of water. The debt will be paid. A wordless sensation enters your mind. You seem to understand it instinctively. The idea of the lightning shaping itself at your touch. Of it forming into a trident as large as your own, a pure elemental weapon. The pain is intense as you feel this lightning in your hand, but it seems less than you would expect. What do you do?
Sorry, there's this lightning trident in my hand?
Sure.
And
what do you do?
Water?
I rage.
You rage. You feel the anger building up inside you. You feel the sparking across every fiber of your being as you channel the lightning that's in your hand, and your own lightning joins the lightning that is surrounding you, and you hear a voice that is crashing like a tsunami over you, and it says, "There is now a task for you. Protect the Goliath. He is essential. You will need better tools." All the lightning in this disorientating ball of rushing water pulls together and slams into your chest, jolting you awake. And right before you come to consciousness, you hear the same voice, this time as quiet as the trickle of a small stream. Now you have won. Master it. The rest of you in the room have been woken up by the sound of a thunderstorm right next to you. As you all jolt awake, you see Lance gently spinning in the air in a sphere of roiling and foaming water that is covered in arcing lightning. The noise is intense, and you can't believe there is no water scattering on you. Frankly, it is terrifying. Then the water rushes inward, seemingly absorbed by her form as she crashes down in a three-point landing. She looks up at all of you, and her eyes are black with arcs of blue scattering across them and sparks of electricity flashing from the corners. Her hands are vibrating and seem to be collecting the seemingly tame lightning. Lance, what do you do?
Is there nothing in my hand?
There's just lightning forming around you. You can feel it open to your will. What do you do?
I want to try to form a trident with it.
You think of a trident. Your trident is across the room by your bedroll, and you're thinking of it, and you point towards it, and the electricity arcs out, and the trident glows white before it vanishes. The lightning streaks back to you, and you're holding your trident. But it's not your trident, it's like the idea of your trident, and you point it, and lightning streaks out through the window, crackling across the night sky. And then your hands are empty and your trident's where it was. And you're all just looking at this. Your eyes have gone back to normal.
Pas de la fluke.
There's still the occasional scatter of electricity as your rage is dissipating.
Busted?
Who's in the room with me?
So
Everyone
yeah,
but Rovan.
everybody except Rovan.
Lance? Lance?
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Actually, yeah. Yeah, I think I am.
Ooh. It was
Shocking. Can we go back to sleep? Like, can you not do that again? Possible?
Yeah, I can't control it. Maybe I can. Go back to sleep. It's fine. I'm gonna stay up for a bit.
You sure? No more thunderstorms in the room?
I try to keep it down. No promises.
think I'm gonna stay up a little bit as well.
Fuck
No.
you, thunder. You can suck my dick.
I'm not sure what just happened, and I'm kind of like shaken up by it too. So yeah, I'm gonna wander
I'll
around.
take care of you. I was gonna like cuddle up to you and make you feel more safe and secure, but okay.
Oh, cute.
Nah, I'm just gonna leave. I'm gonna leave the room and wander around.
To where?
I mean, like his bar is a beach, so I'm just gonna go wander around on the beach. It's pretty fair.
I think I might join you actually. Unless you want me. If you want.
I mean, that's cool.
Alright.
Me too.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
that's
you
gonna
guys go for a
follow
midnight
behind.
stroll in the setting sun
Yeah.
because the sun's still setting.
Do you guys have any questions about, you know, what my tasks are? Is there anything you guys want to know now, or are you just having blind faith in what's going on? Now that we have a little bit of time to talk.
What are you trying to accomplish? It's,
On what scale? Like,
what's like the main objective for you coming to Amadori?
the main objective?
Yeah.
I want to understand the power balance between Imadori and Sarah, whatever it's called. I always mispronounce it, but yeah.
Arel Sarah.
Arel Sarah.
There's a power imbalance?
So the two cities are a bit kind of like opposites. It's the one across the lake. Imadori is very like magical. This is from like, at least from what I know. Like I said, I'm trying to discover all of this myself. And
Imadori, it's a magical place.
And Arel Sarah is primarily the military side of the power. And apparently there's a potential imbalance between them. It's meant to be, if it's balanced, everything's fine. But if there's an imbalance, it could cause a lot of issues. I haven't been told what these issues are. I've just been kind of blindly instructed.
By this
So
group you're a part of.
No.
By whom?
His name's the Magistrate. That's all I know.
That's all you know, and you're still doing jobs for them?
the magistrate.
Well, Magistrate. I mean, the circumstance and how, like. So, just to come completely clean, I was in prison.
Okay.
Surprise!
I was in prison and was sent. I should still be serving my sentence now, except one day out of the blue, I just got called out of my cell in front of this magistrate person, and he asked for me to do him a quest or a task, and this was it. And I didn't get any clarification of what's happening. I haven't got any sort of obvious someone looking after me or making sure I'm doing it. He's just giving me this task in faith. And I've been let free. I don't really know much else.
And they're not a part of. It's not part of your organization. This person is an individual who's just helped
This
you.
person is an individual. They are like, yeah. It's a small guy, Elvin, who I believe Elvin. My DM's
No,
right
he
now.
was human.
Oh, human, but he's like quite terrifying, but not like he doesn't look or seem it. It's just you get that sense around him that he's crazy powerful. And so I kind of didn't really have much of a choice. So that's what I'm doing.
Why were you imprisoned in the first place?
The magic's true.
Okay, all right. I was trying to think to myself, how the fuck do I work that? All right.
Yeah, no, none of the Maggies here are straight. Every wizard is gay.
I stole this. I stole this rapier. It's now broken. It doesn't work. But I stole this with my partner, and we both got caught.
Where's your partner now?
Still there in prison. I
Where?
didn't get to. It's like a underground prison. DM probably have to help me with like specific location. But
It's a
this
prison.
continent?
It's a prison called Terskal. It's in South Torpen. It's not far from Perpington, in fact.
Oh, Perpington. I know that city.
Perpington, where all the best
Oh,
dressed
oui.
people with the best bread come from.
Oh, oui, oui. A lot of croissants and baguettes.
Forget squad.
yeah, I didn't even get to tell her why I'm not there anymore. I just got dragged out and removed from the prison. And,
So, are you trying to get her?
Oh, it's not
free
near
as
Perpington
well,
at
or-
all. Sorry, it's near Resta. My mistake. Perpington's in the north of Yulranda. I always forget. I'll snip this and give it to you guys.
So, but to get things straight, your main quest right now is to gather information on the two cities
pretty
and
much.
their power structure.
To
Why
remain
can't-
free.
I think so. I still don't really know like the purpose of it. Like for all I know, I could theoretically deliver the information somehow and then just get thrown back in prison. But I guess this is my only hope for now.
Yeah, you
So-
guys, the boat that you were on left from Yoloranda to go to Imadori. And Terskal is just to the south of Yoloranda. About 150 miles to the south.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure.
So,
Yeah.
what? You got a lot of things to do, man. Like you probably wanna, like you wanna get your partner back, right? Also, or how long would she serve?
That's where the other side of it comes in. I can't really go into details. You overheard me talking to Plonius, and the name that I mentioned.
Yeah.
That is formed through me and my partner. From what I understand, although I'm starting to question that a little bit now. And it's a larger scheme than just the two of us.
Just the two of us?
And Plonius is aware of it.
So he knew about it before you talked to him?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
hence why I kind of have a different level of trust for Polonius right now, because it's almost unheard of for someone to know of it.
That's the first person you've ever come across that knew about the Shadows before you told them.
Yep.
I've got like way off. I'm just thinking to myself, why are you Nephilim?
Why am I Nephilim?
Why weren't you like Krista or Beast or Dragon or Hound or Falco?
How have you known the code names of the followers?
Right, we're still. I'm not. That was.
That was out of character. Is
Yes.
what he's trying to say.
I'm kidding, I'm
That was-
kidding.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just like because Nephilim or Construct is one of the female ones, right?
I get. Well,
Yeah,
it's
that's
a,
but
it's a
Krista.
being.
Oh yeah, I guess they're not actually male.
And
or
then
female,
all
are
the
they?
all the Grista and Shikanaga and stuff are.
Okay, guys,
Mos-
let's get out of the Yu-Gi-Oh lore and back into the D&D lore, okay?
Sorry, I looked at the picture and went.
There's time for this afterwards. Come on, we've got like maybe
Yeah.
another 15 minutes or so that we're gonna play for.
Okay.
Cool.
So
So
I
new
can't explain too much about the dolls, but
new main objective acquired. Learn about the power structures of these two cities.
yeah.
All right.
But I think I'm trusting you guys to make sure that while we're doing this, we don't let people know why we're trying to figure this out. I don't want people to know who I am or where I'm from. I think it's better that I'm just a traveler with you guys.
All right.
What is your end goal with all of this? I still don't really understand why we try to rule, or you try to bring down like the powers that be, or whatever you call them. Like,
I think you'll start to understand as we're gathering this information. You'll see the corrupt nature of how everything is going, and
so do you have like a personal stake in it too? Like, it's not just a mission for some guys until like, you know, everything with you up until now has been some mission that you got from some guy. What's your stake in this? Why do you do this?
that's how the shadow formed. Well, that's how my entity in the shadow formed, of wanting a change in the world. I haven't been the best person in the past. Quite the crook.
As Nephilim's saying this, and you're staring intently at them, trying to discern their demeanor, what it is that they want, and they're talking about this ambition, this feeling that there needs to be a change, that the corruption is unacceptable, and all of these things are resonating pretty strongly, and you see there seems to be like a kind of glow to Nephilim's eyes as he talks about this.
Okay.
It's kind of creepy, actually. It's very, very intense.
Am I still wearing a mask?
I don't think I'm the.
Oh, that's up to you. I assumed that you could still see your eyes through the mask.
I didn't even know.
I'm still
This
wearing
whole
the mask,
time?
right?
You've been wearing a mask since the beginning of the fucking campaign.
Yeah.
You know, didn't
Yeah.
get that image of character throughout all of this. Okay, that's new. to me.
Well,
That makes things a lot better, though. I can like, I don't know. Gives me a better picture than Nephilim. All right.
Okay, well then forget what I said about the eyes. You don't notice anything.
I mean, we can see the eyes through the mask, right?
Can you see the eyes through the mask? Describe
up
the
to
mask to
Ram.
me.
Yeah.
Was that a yes or a no?
yeah, they can see my eyes.
Okay, cool. Then yeah, they're glowing.
Nolly. All right. Cool. I'll take your word for it. Nonchalantly shrug and just say, you know, I'm imposing. I'm here for the ride anyway. And then I look over to Lance. And
I
kinda-
stare at you.
I'm like wondering.
Creepily
I'm
stare at
wondering
you.
what your response is.
Yeah, Lance hasn't taken our eyes off Michelangelo, I think, except to briefly look at Nephilim just now.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, because
I'm not sure. I'm starting to
You don't
figure
know
it
that.
out.
You didn't hear a voice. Only Lance heard the voices.
I'm just gonna walk in front of the both of them and just keep going. It's just enjoying the sunset.
If I take off my mask and show you who I really am, maybe you'll understand a little more too.
You're wearing a mask?
Yeah, we just went over this. I've been wearing a mask this entire
Oh,
time.
sorry, I was kind of out of it. Sure, yeah. I mean, I don't judge.
Go on,
Much.
let's see your... I mean, if you've been wearing a mask since the very beginning, I'm sure you're showing your face isn't something that you do to anyone. So this has got to be like a... It's got to be meaningful as to why you would show us your
Oh
face.
yeah, you guys are
know?
all sharing a moment. You're basically married at this point.
Alright.
Yeah.
In Nephilim's culture.
I'll pull the mask down. And you guys can see. I need
What?
the DM help now.
It's like, yeah, what do you...
Yeah, I
What do
mean,
you look like?
there's a radiance to Nephilim's face, a glow. It's kind of weird.
Like,
Like,
it's-
It
like
seems-
normal human face or just
Yeah,
glowing.
it's a normal human face, just glowing, and
Yes.
eyes very bright. And you get the feeling that if you'd seen this in any other light, if it wasn't always sunset here, if it wasn't always on that border between light and darkness, you might not have noticed it.
Okay.
You look
Interesting.
positively glowing.
It's my skin
I'm really
routine.
sorry. I'm sorry.
You're radiant.
Yeah.
Do you guys want my skincare routine?
Please. Yeah. Is it like one of the Korean ones with 17 steps?
You know, it's the worst. Nephilim's face does radiant damage, mine does poison.
Ah,
Hmm.
I thought you.
Okay. Does anyone else have anything they want to do, or should we wrap it up around there? Guys, go back to bed, or what's happening?
I think I'm still in bed.
You would have been woken up by that whole situation, but you could have stayed in the room if you wanted.
Yeah, I think I did.
Okay.
So I don't
Um,
technically know all this yet.
I'm gonna touch like this is the last thing because like I don't know, we could be heading back to the room and then I want to like fall behind the other two, and I just want to touch the emblem that I have
Hmm.
and just like do like a subtle prayer,
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
to just try and connect with my deity a little bit.
Okay.
I can't actually think of anything off the top of my head, so like I don't know, that can roll into next time. But I just want to touch base, you know.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Yeah, we'll pick up at that moment next week, and you can let me know in the meantime what Michelangelo's intent is at that moment.
All right, cool.
I imagine that you've been kind of touched by an incredible display that woke you up. It's making you think about your deity because you can't think of any other possible explanation other than some kind of a god acting upon Lance, and she's been staring at you ever since, and it's kind of weirding you out.
Sorry.
I don't know how aware is Michelangelo of that though. Like,
I mean, he's got a
he's used
reasonably
to everyone staring at him.
high passive perception, but sure, he could take it either way. I'll let you decide what he makes of that information, but he has it.
All right, yeah, do you have a pretty high passive perception? What the fuck?
Yeah, it's because you're a
19.
wisdom-based caster, my dude.
Huge though.
Wait, your
Always
your
really
passive
well.
wisdom is 19?
No, the passive perception or passive
It's-
perception.
Because he took the feat observant, I think.
Oh, you took
Oh,
observant.
yeah, yeah.
Plus 5.
Yeah.
Is it passive
You
perception?
gotta remember that you've got that because that's like fucking nuts, dude. Like you can read lips. You could have understood everything Majad was saying from anywhere in the bar just by looking at him.
All right, I'll remember that one for next time.
And when you guys are about to do a bunch of political intrigue, apparently, having somebody who can read lips with a really high, with a really easy to get high perception roll, that's handy. So guys, nice session.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some great
Yeah,
fucking
that's cool.
roleplay from all of you. I'm really impressed. Lance, I'm going to be adding a feature to your character sheet.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm so, oh my god, I'm a little bit thrown. I didn't expect that. It was.
I've been sitting on
Oh,
that for a little bit
quite.
now, and it
Honestly,
was...
thought we were all dead. Thought it was over. Like,
Same.
You'd be
When
the
we were
one
falling,
person.
I was
Oh,
like,
what, like falling out of the. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That whole
That's what
situation.
you get for going to the wrong pod, guys.
What do you? I hate that you managed to clutch the
yeah.
situation just out of like.
Stupidity.
Yeah.
Literally.
You're just like, yeah. I'm just gonna fucking do this.
Basically.
That halfling luck strikes again, guys.
yeah.
Halflings are lucky AF, and I like to work that into the story where I can. And that was a great opportunity. As soon as you said a different pod, I was like, "Oh, fucking brilliant! He's gonna come in from the side. Oh, he's gonna spectate this like aerial battle. It'll be a super cool visual to describe." Yeah, it was good. I had a lot of fun with that session, guys. Thank you for giving me so much to work with. I had very little of that actually planned, except for the thing with the falling and the thing with Lance. So everything else just off the cuff. But you guys
Wait.
spent most of that game
Nicely
playing,
done.
not me.
But like, we all very almost like shoved away the fucking Etrian guy. If it wasn't me that was like, oh shit, let me go talk to him, we wouldn't have gone to a Skypod, no?
yeah, so it's your fault.
Yeah. We
Man.
almost
We
said because
almost
of you.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's almost like I know how parties act in D&D. So when I want something to happen, it's really easy for that to just happen.
It's fair, I guess.
Wow, that was
How you guys feeling?
Yeah, that was really good, man.
I'm
Yeah.
the
That was great.
really cool.
Yeah.
Lofty, to answer your question about the thing, right? So, Construct is the one that like takes over all the monsters. So,
The light one, right?
Oh yeah, we're streaming. Bye Twitch.
Bye, Twitch.
yeah, so like